into Madison Square Garden to discuss an NBA franchise in Tehran with Knicks owner Jim Dolan. And Barack Obama praised the Knicks in a speech as well. No word from Joe Biden, who really isn't doing much these days other than following Jill around, asking, "Who do you love the most?" Jill may have replied, "The Knicks. We just don't know." Anyway, even many New York haters get on the Knick train, which is absolutely something to see. Next up, the Mets? Nah. Back in a moment. Homeowners, when is the last time you checked your home title? Scammers are everywhere and they're targeting your equity. With just a single forged document, they can file at the county. So don't wait until it's too late. Find out if you are already a victim today. Please go to HomeTitleLock.com. Use the promo code BILL to get a free title history report, plus a free trial of their $1 million triple lock protection. That is the Morning O'Reilly Update. More analysis later on.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Good morning, freedom fighters. Good morning, Kenny Williams.
Good morning, Vic.
Back in our familiar surroundings.
Yeah, I have more control over here.
Yesterday, we were at the Mid-America Veterans Museum.
Yeah.
Ken, I was overwhelmed with patriotism walking into that place and walking out.
Yeah, if you need a reboot on your patriotism, if you feel a little doubt, about what's going on in America today, go there.
Yeah. And we played that great national anthem from the World Cup. Dan and Shay are the guys. And it was weird, Ken. We were playing it, and I'm just looking around at all the uniforms. I said, if you don't have a rush of patriotism running through your veins, I'm sorry, you died in your sleep.
Yeah, and then the Fun Haters Facebook kicked us off because of that song.
Come on, really?
Yeah.
Because of the national anthem?
I think it was more about being Dan and Shay.
Oh.
And they were, but I don't get that. That's our song. It's not their song.
You'd think it'd be in the public domain by now,
You
right?
would think by now. But, that's Facebook.
All right.
I'm hinting at favoritism, and I'm not.
No. Ken would never do that.
I would never do that.
Senator Nick Schroer coming up in a couple seconds. I heard it on the X at 9:25. Ken, if it's okay with you, at 9:41, I'd like to talk about Japanese people. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Because they're amazing.
Yeah, right.
I mean,
they get it.
When we get there, we'll talk about it. Johanna Neuman. People, these blue cities canceling 4th of July festivities.
Yeah.
On the semi-quincentennial of this country. When that kind of stuff happens, those people have no idea what kind of sacrifice gave them the right to do what they're doing.
They don't care.
They don't care, Ken.
They don't care.
Why don't they care?
They just don't.
They don't care. Drew Thomas Allen, 10:41. Dr. Brian Deloney coming in today?
Possibly.
That'd be a nice visit from him.
It'd be fun, yeah.
Vic Vervetz at 11:25. Chat box 11:41. Ken, who's doing the Pledge of Allegiance today?
From True the Vote, we've got Catherine Engelbrecht.
Yes, we've had her on. Go ahead, Kathleen.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Boy, yesterday's pledge was great, wasn't it, Ken?
Yes, it was. Yes, sir. It was probably one of the best I've heard in a while.
It was me and Ken. In case you didn't know.
Yeah,
all right, so
okay.
Ken, the big story to me is still the deal that President Trump's hoping to sign on Friday to officially end this war with Iran, to officially open the Strait of Hormuz, and I think all that's really important. Just get a quick check of the Brent crude oil, 78.33, still
It's
dropping.
going down, yeah.
Still dropping.
Yeah, my big thing on the whole thing is that the Iran Islamic regime does not get money. I mean, apparently what's happening, it's very unclear right now. We'll get the details, I'm sure, coming out. But from what I understand now, from reading it, is that the Middle East countries are putting together a fund that if Iran joins the world and they want to contribute to the world and to their people, then they'll get money, but it's all based on merit.
And if they break that, then there's got to be huge, severe consequences.
Yes.
Period. So we'll get into that, too, throughout the day today. Right now, let's talk to our favorite state senator, Nick Schroer.
He's known by many names.
We, the people are in charge. We are going to save our republic.
Nikki Two Shows, Schroer the Thrower. Twitter trolls love to hate him.
We love Vic Porcelli so much.
He's Nick Schroer, Missouri State Senator.
Now the other state senators are going to be mad at us. I said our favorite state senator.
Well, you know.
But Nick's part of the family, so
right.
If they give you any trouble, Nick, say, hey, join the family. What's your problem?
Absolutely. Hey, guys, and sorry about, being part of the family. Sorry about not congratulating both of you again on being two-time champions. You guys are like the Celtics back in the day that just went on a run with another award you guys just brought home. So congrats. I forgot to tell you last week.
That's okay. I don't think we talked to you last week, so I think you're on vacation or something.
And thank you, Nick. And the special privilege it was to do the tape we sent in. It was for Vic for Vets, so that made it even better,
Even more special.
Well, another apology. Sorry for not being there yesterday. That was awesome. I had to tune in because I had people from the district where you guys were in the heart of my district, Senate District 2, honoring veterans yesterday. And I'll tell you, do you know the story? Did they talk to you about Ralph Barali, the guy who kind of created this thing? Oh, my gosh. I had a opportunity to meet him. We've honored him with a stretch of highway in his name. But goodness sakes, thinking, you're fighting Nazis back in the day, releasing a lot of these Jews that were put in these encampments, and you come back home and you work with leaders around the region to create Veterans Memorial Highway. That was him. He went to all these different mayors and said, yeah, let's honor our veterans. And his last piece that he was able to accomplish was what you guys experienced yesterday. It's really, really special in our district and in our state.
Well, we did talk about that, so thanks for listening. Appreciate it.
No. Thanks, Nick. Hey, one of the special things with him is that he started that one back room that was World War II, and then it's like people started sending stuff, and then it grew from there, and it's just so professionally done, and it's so somber. When you walk through there, you are within touching distance of everything there.
Yeah, that shows you and you guys know this, the greatest generation was just a different breed. And, when Ralph wanted to do something, and I had a chance to meet him, knew him and his wife Rose for several years. When they wanted to do something, they did it. They had a great idea. They figured a way how to do it. And it was all about helping other people. Where nowadays you got these kids busy playing, Roblox in their mom's basement. They can't even get off their butt to get a bowl of Doritos that they're kicking and screaming because mommy won't bring it to them. Back in the day, you had guys like Ralph and his wife Rose who were fighting for America, came back, did everything they could to make it better and honor our veterans.
It's the best. The place is the best. And Jared Schmitz's uniform was right to our left. It was just amazing. All right, Nick. So you retweeted something I want to talk about here for a second, and I don't know who the fighter is that you have on X. Man in the Arena is the caption, and it's one of the fighters walking down that hall of presidents, I guess, with all the presidents' portraits there. And for the left to call this tacky and un-American when, some transgender freak queer was, running around the White House lawn with big boobs hanging out, this was worse than that?
Cocaine in the White House, this was worse than that?
Yeah, let's not forget about the cigar incident in the Oval Office by Bill Clinton. I mean, the list goes on and on about what the left has done. and what the left has allowed to go, just unscathed, I guess you could say, uncriticized. Because if you read your history, and I remember this even before Dana White and Donald Trump were talking about bringing a UFC event to the White House, I remember one of the coolest things about Teddy Roosevelt was that he would actually have fights at the White House. He would actually spar with people and invite fighters, boxers, martial artists to the White House, because his mentality, like mine, is if you can't fight, if you can't stand and fight and defend yourself, not just on Sunday nights at 6 p.m. here on the State Network, but if you can't do that, then you're worthless. And that was one of the things, and still one of the things that makes this country great, is that we fight for what we believe in physically and passionately with our words, with our facts. And, Justin Gaethje was the one, now champion. Now he was the last fighter who ended up going in there and won the unified belt. And he fought a champion who legitimately was undefeated, I don't know, I think Justin was a 6-1 underdog. And the thing that got me, and I even wrote him off in my mind, I'm like, oh, he's going to get his butt beat. Because, he went into this fight saying, yeah, I'm probably going to retire after this one. You can't go out any better than going to the White House. And they panned to him. And usually they've got, whether it's UFC or WWE or any boxing shows, they've got this big buildup and, fireworks and all this stuff. The greatest thing that I saw, and it still gives me chills, in the Oval Office where Justin walked out from, you've got, and we've all seen it, it's behind the curtains. It's the original Declaration of Independence, and it's behind that tempered glass. Well, they had it opened up, and they go to Justin to start your walkout, and he's just staring at this damn thing. And you can just tell that he's just, getting fueled by looking at another underdog. The 13 colonies that 250 years ago were written off. We were abused. We were taxed. We were killed. We were targeted by and all of a sudden he walks out. He's got the flag draped over him.
It's 2026, Ken.
Hey, Nick, you cutting out, buddy.
Yeah, cutting out. You're gone. We lost you. Can you call him back?
Yeah, I'll call him back. I want to surmise here for a second that, I was looking at social media happening during this whole thing and in listening to what the left was saying about everything. And yeah, they've got this itch for President Trump, the TDS itch, but one of the main things is,
yep.
One of the main things I found, the left does not like masculinity, and we're back. And guys, hey guys out there, you can be a man. Be men, act like men, and I hope that Nick agrees with that part of it. Nick?
Yeah.
Yeah, what are your thoughts on that? Because, I just feel like I can be a guy and not worry about whether somebody's going to say, well, you're just being too aggressive.
Yeah, I think, anytime I talk about how great this country is and, masculinity and how better we are than all these other worthless communist countries, the phone goes out. So I'm going to be very careful here and make sure that that China doesn't hang up on me again. But I agree with you. For so many years, we were sitting here being told, oh, no, you can't play football. You can't hit too hard. Hell, we've changed the entire NFL.
Yes, and
where
baseball.
If you look at the quarterback the wrong way. Yeah, and baseball, you look at the other players the wrong way, you're penalized. But what we saw this past Sunday night on Flag Day, on Donald Trump's birthday, was a rebirth of what has made this country great. And it's standing for what's right and saying, screw you. We heard from Zach Brown, the guy, the singer, the Zach Brown Band. He told all of the detractors that kept telling him, hey, you're in country music. You're a big artist. You can't do this. You can't be associated with Donald Trump. And he told them to piss off. This is about the veterans. This is about our troops. And this is about what's making America great. Dana White, the same thing. When the media was asking him in the days coming up to it, well, what do you think about the haters and all the people suing to stop this? And I can't say what he said, but it started with an F and ends with a K in them.
Fire truck.
And, that's the mindset.
Yep. So,
that's it. And look, America is back, baby.
Two quick things. So Ken said, be a man. I think being a man also includes being a gentleman.
Yes, absolutely.
Being a gentleman does not take anything away from your masculinity. Matter of fact, I think it adds to your masculinity.
Increase your chivalrous attitude.
I love that. And also, Nick, in that picture, you mentioned Teddy Roosevelt. Is that Teddy Roosevelt right behind the guy? The picture.
That's him, yeah.
He's walking down right, and this picture's taken right when he walked by Teddy Roosevelt.
Yeah.
And I didn't
right when he's walking down the hallway. They didn't take the picture of him standing in front of the Joe Biden auto pen. They took the picture of him standing in front of President Roosevelt, who exemplified masculinity. And like you guys said, being chivalrous, being adventurous. These are things that Teddy explored America. And nobody had a problem when he said, you know what, I'm the big bad president. I'm going to bring fights to the White House. They said, oh, great, perfect. Yeah, that sounds great. And then it turned into, many years later, Joe Biden bringing biological men that went and got breast surgeries, showing their breasticles off to the world on the White House lawn where they should have been doing an Easter egg roll. Nobody had a problem with that, but we bring back masculinity, and suddenly all the Karens are pulling their blue hair out.
And this was so great about the promo they were doing online is they had these promos. Actually, this is the best of AI, by the way. They were using Teddy Roosevelt. He was walking down the hallway at the White House with his gloves on. He's getting warmed up to do a little sparring, like you said, Nick, with the people that he invited there. He actually wanted to take on one of the heavyweight champions at the time.
Wow.
Yeah.
So one last.
Sorry. Well, real quick, you know who was narrating some of those videos? And you should go back and look at these commercials. They are friggin' phenomenal. They're reading from actual speeches in history, talking about, taking the first step. Well, that taking the first step one, where they talk about the military and people in politics and being the man in the arena. Cole Hauser from Yellowstone and Dutton Ranch. Rip, the real badass who takes you to the train station. Yeah. He was narrating these videos, which makes it so much more cooler.
So, do you remember both of you guys, Paul Harvey, and the feature he had called The Rest of the Story? He did one where he was talking about turn of the century. And when I say turn of the century, I mean 1800s into the 1900s. College football was so vicious and so dangerous that kids were dying, There was no protection. There was no equipment. They were just, hitting each other. So there was a guy who was a father of a college football player who got together with other dignitaries, and those guys came up with the NCAA. And that guy was Teddy Roosevelt. And now you know the rest of the story. Right. Sunday night, 6 o'clock, the great Nick Schroer. Nick, thanks so much, man.
Hey, God bless you, boys. Have a great week.
Yeah, you take care, Nick. Thank you. God bless you too, buddy.
Teddy Roosevelt. I didn't know that he had fighting in the White House.
Yeah,
I'm sure the libs hate him, though, right?
Oh, well, see, this is the whole dichotomy of being masculine, and this is what I want to clarify, because Nick touched on it. You've got to be respectful, completely respectful to women. You've got to be chivalrous. You've got to have your care has to be with your children. You've got to be a man that way. But also, you've got to let a man be masculine and experience, be creative, and do the things that he wants to do like that.
Well said, Nick. Ken, what's your name?
Ken.
Ken?
Yeah.
Nick was good. You're good. All right. Stick around. Coming up next, I heard it on the X on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL, celebrating our 5th anniversary on this, the semi-quincentennial year of America.
Follow us on Rumble at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
But I feel badly also about the fistulas that are taking place in the Eastern Continent.
On News Talk STL.
Ken, that will always remind me of Katie Fitzpatrick.
Yeah.
She used to listen to the show driving in, and Ken played the fistulets thing, and she texted both of us and said, "Ha, fistulets, what's she talking about?"
He was just so concerned about fistulets.
Well, only the fistulets in the Eastern
Congo.
Western
the other
Congo. Forget you fistulets. I don't care about you.
I wonder if Gingham's has fistulets.
Fried
fistulets.
Stop it. So, one of the things I love, used to love, when I used to go out a lot, and we'd go out and we'd go to bars and stuff, and it'd be like 1 or 2 in the morning, and we got hungry,
Yeah.
So how about like some breakfast food at 2 a.m.? Where are you going to find that, huh? Well, Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant. That's where. They're open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Breakfast, lunch, and dinner served 24 hours a day. So if you want AM and the PM, breakfast in the nighttime, go ahead and get it. It's okay. Business for 35 years. Daily specials, great loyalty rewards programs. They have great fried chicken, whole bone-in catfish, country-fried steak, pot roast, and, eggs and bacon.
They do.
And
Yeah,
coffee.
they actually have that, too.
It's the best. House salad, pancakes made from scratch, pies and desserts.
And it's amazing, too.
You can join the wait list by going to Yelp or on our website, their website, ginghamsrestaurant.com. That's Gingham's Homestyle Restaurant, located at Highway 94, just south of 70.
No paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Never paint again with Rhino Shield. Listen to what a couple of happy customers have to say.
My family's business is over 10,000 square feet, and it did not have the curb appeal I wanted. Our building was really faded. You came out, you gave me all of these options that would fit my building. I don't want to have to paint my building again. 25 years is a long time to not have to worry about the outside maintenance of your building as far as paint. That's a no-brainer. That's why Rhino Shield worked for me.
What a wonderful job they did. It's beautiful. They were very thoughtful, kind, considerate guys. Appreciate all the work that these two young men did.
Call Rhino Shield, 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
No paint, don't Rhino, go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Hey, firearms enthusiast, looking for a family and veteran-owned shop with a wide selection of products and services? Head to DG Firearms, 115 Business Highway 61 North in Bowling Green. DG Firearms has been your one-stop shop for custom ARs, Cerakoting, laser engraving, gunsmithing, suppressors, ammo, and reloading supplies. DG Firearms, 115 Business Highway 61 North in Bowling Green, and online at dgfirearmsllc.com.
News, analysis, opinion. The midterms are coming up.
This is a tough political environment.
We have Democrats that are more interested in protecting illegals and criminals.
101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Over here, dear.
On News Talk STL.
All right. Our 5th birthday is coming up. We started the station on July 19th, 2021.
Yep.
Is that right?
Nailed it.
And, so we talk about the experts on social media, where
I love that because we know exactly what we're saying there. We quote it. Use air quotes whenever you hear us say the experts
right
on Facebook.
And when we started this, people are, oh, that station will never last. They're a bunch of has-beens.
Mm-hmm.
Vic Porcelli, what's he trying to get fired from every radio station in town?
You were trying, I guess.
You
failed, I guess.
And here we are 5 years later, Ken, so we got to be doing something right.
Right.
And our birthday party, we want you to celebrate with us, our 5th year on the air, Friday night, June 26th, at Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville in St. Charles, Freedom County. The party starts at 7. Jason Nelson and the Retro Nerds take the big stage.
They're fun, man.
Correct me if I'm wrong. Weren't they at our first birthday party?
They were.
Yeah, they're a lot of fun. Full evening of one of the best 80s tributes bands in St. Louis. We'll be under the pavilion up near the stage, so come by and say hi. Enjoy the evening. It's going to be under the stars, food trucks, great music, all ages, 7 to 10, Friday night, June 26th at Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville. FrankieMartinsGarden.com is their website, and we thank them for hosting our party. Five-year party. I was going to get there. I like saying it. All right. I was going to say, time for Heard on the X, but somebody got a little antsy over there.
No, I know, but...
But what?
Well, you heard it on the X. There was the intro. We know that. We know now that it's going to happen.
You're not going to do that every week, are you?
No.
Okay. All right, let's start with Dr. Malouf. Dr. Malouf looks like a Muslim in his little picture, but he is no Muslims, no Islam bad. And I could, matter of fact, I picked another one. I was like, oh, that's Dr. Malouf again. I want to do, all of them by him.
Right.
But they're all great. So he had a quote from the Austrian president who said, ready for this? All women should wear a hijab to show solidarity with Muslims. With increasing Islamophobia, we might have to ask all women to wear a headscarf to show solidarity with those who do so for religious reasons.
I wonder what they're trying to do there.
Well, doctor said this is mental illness. That's what it is. I mean, here's somebody who made it to the president of Austria, where he doesn't know what's going on. He has no advisors or people on his cabinet, if that's what they call it in that country, that say, hey, watch this Islam stuff. What the hell are you doing?
If we were to look into a crystal ball in the future there, you have all the women saying, yeah, let's support them. Let's wear these hijabs. And then they wear them for maybe 6 or 8 months, and then finally go, okay, that's probably over now. I can stop wearing it. And they look at her and go, no, it's Sharia now. You must wear them now.
And the Islamists, they have their little pad out for the countries they're going to take over first. Okay, Austria, put them on the list.
Put them right there on the top with the UK. And
unbelievable. It really is unbelievable. Eric Doherty says Americans are noticing that Japanese World Cup fans are doing mass cleanups of American stadiums. After the match, they were saying, cleaning up the stadiums after the match. In Japan, they said, we're taught to clean up in school. Thug cultures destroy and ravage, others clean and build. This is why we love Japan. Pure class act.
And I saw the video, and I wanted to get the clip, but it was too much broken English. But he was trying to say, this is our Japanese culture and our respect for the places we go to.
And it's a learned respect, There are some videos I've seen in Japan where a woman's crossing the street, and it's not a red light, They could have just went, but they all stopped for this lady to cross the street. She was old. And as she was crossing, when she got in front of the car, she did that bow. That bow?
Yeah,
that they do?
yeah.
That's like, I don't know what that is. The American equivalent is, hey, thanks, I guess, just waving, hey, thanks.
Right.
But they actually bow. And Japan is, why don't we pay attention more to Japan? Right? Do we talk about Japan ever on the show? Never.
We did when the prime minister was singing praises for Trump. I mean, she really likes him. I think it was maybe the president of Japan. I can't remember exactly.
She is, yeah. So these people come to America to watch Japan play in the World Cup, and then they clean up their area. They came with plastic bags. And
I think, and then some other people came to help because they saw them doing it. You see them in their section. And everybody else is leaving, and they're just cleaning it up.
Because they got to beat the traffic,
Well, sure.
Beating the traffic is more important than
now, the video I saw also, Vic, was during the time when the Knicks won the championship. And in New York, they were tearing that city down.
Glad you brought that up. Because in Japan, because they had a big win or tie or something, that they had a big game. And it was a crosswalk in Japan. And when the light turned green, they all ran to the middle of the intersection and were jumping up and down. Yeah, Japan. And then the light turned on, they all scattered and went back to where they were going. I was like, well, everything they do is respectful. And I don't understand. I got to say this, too, and I should have brought the audio to play for you. Maybe I'll bring it tomorrow. Sebastian Maniscalco does this thing in his first What's Wrong with People, I think is the name of the special. And he says, any Japanese people here? And one lady goes, yeah. And he goes, you're Japanese? You're not full Japanese, right? She says, no. Because if you were full Japanese, I'd know. Because Japanese people are quiet. And then he talks about the Japanese family at the restaurant, and the kids are dressed in suit and tie, and they're at a perfect 90-degree angle when they're eating and everything. If the kid moves 1 inch, the fly goes, and the kid straightens up again. It's so funny. Funnier when he does it than when I do it.
Oh, you did it fine.
You were going to say right.
No, it was fine.
You're not funny, Vic. Okay. This is from A Muse. That's his handle, and that's his name on Facebook. UFC 250. Democrats lost their minds watching service members saluting Medal of Honor recipient Ty Carter, who was walking with a UFC fighter. By tradition, all U.S. military personnel salute Medal of Honor recipients regardless of rank. And the Democrats hated that.
Yeah, they kept trying to say that they were saluting the UFC fighter. And they were not.
What if he was a veteran and they were?
Well, if he was a veteran and they were, I guess that's okay. That's fine.
But not to them.
No, to them it would have been anything. It's anything about any of this.
Yeah.
They're going to nitpick and find anything they want to talk about like that.
Mm-hmm.
Because they don't like this country.
So I agree with you, Ken. So move. Get out. Bye-bye.
Yeah, I mean, you think I'm exaggerating. They don't like this nation the way it is right now. They do not like this country. They think that murdering Charlie Kirk was a viable thing for the greater good. I mean, this is the Democrat Party.
Okay, this one has audio, Ken. Audio number 3.
Oh, calm down now.
I'm just suggesting. I don't order you around like you order me around. This is a person from Britain, and the caption is, "This Brit goes to Costco for the first time," and it's hilarious.
Free samples?
Yeah, man.
I'm coming here every day. This place is huge. This is an entire grilled chicken.
Yeah, and?
It's only $5.
Yeah.
This entire room's a fridge.
Yeah.
It's bigger than my apartment. I have never seen this much meat in my life. 80 servings of protein powder.
Yeah.
That'll last me like 3 months. 12 croissants for $7.
Not bad, right?
Best bakery in the world. You buy 60 eggs at a time?
Yeah, man.
There's no such thing as an egg shortage at Costco. $24 for 1.75 liters.
Good deal, right?
Party at my place. Yeah, I definitely need this much oil.
Yeah, you could freaking bathe in that.
I know. The hot dog's only $1.50.
Yeah, it's been the same price since 1985.
That's insane.
Hot dog's only $1.50?
One of the biggest trending things on X right now are people from foreign countries coming here and enjoying our country, you know? One guy was at Buc-ee's, your favorite place, Buc-ee's. Guy.
Yeah.
There's 120 pumps here.
Right.
How many cars can come by? Go ahead.
I was just going to refer to my daughter. She just got back from Europe, from Great Britain. And she said, Dad, you don't tip. You don't tip people there.
How do they make money?
Well, because they charge a lot of money for everything.
There you go.
And the meat, there's not a whole. She said you can find meat, but it's really expensive, and there's not a lot of it.
It's crazy. So this one guy from Britain was at a barbecue joint. He's got a plate of ribs.
I love this.
And the guy puts the ribs down. He's got a knife and a fork, and he starts to cut it. And this black guy who either works there or owns the joint, he goes, "Whoa, whoa, whoa, whoa! Put the fork down, pick it up, put it to your mouth, and eat it." And the guy's like, "Oh, okay, sorry," you know. But they love our country is the point. This one guy was out. There was trees and springs and water. I mean, he was like, "This is like the most beautiful country I've ever seen."
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Well, tell them Democrats that. I mean, why don't you teach Democrats thing or so? All right. I know we're late. Sorry, Cam. Last one comes from Missouri Promise. Let's get Missouri across the finish line. Amendment 5 phases out taxes on paychecks and cuts property taxes. Yes, on Amendment 5.
Yeah.
Anywhere, y'all. Everywhere, y'all. I heard it on the X.
Yeah, our country's pretty good. Ask the foreigners. They'll tell you.
Pretty good, Vic.
Now, a lot of people come to the World Cup. A lot. From around the world.
Yeah. Oh, it's huge. I mean, it is. I know I have to say this. It's probably the biggest sport in the world.
and whatever. And then they go back to their countries. And then what are they going to tell? What message are they going to spread around those countries? Man, America's awesome.
Yeah. What do you mean?
Come on, they're a bunch of heathens. No. Got a hot dog for $1.90, whatever it was. $1.50.
Yeah, man.
Same thing since since 1985. All right, lots to come here on Tuesday on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Watch us on our live stream using Rumble, Facebook, and Twitter.
Hey, Vic and Ken. Good to see you, dadgummit.
Vic and Ken.
They're just a bunch of pansies.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Whatever. Bunch of pansies.
Pansies.
So, your trees in your yard, front yard, backyard. You know, Ken, I have good news, by the way. Last year, I was a little worried about the tree in the front yard.
Yeah.
Because the leaves got yellow, like I thought maybe too early. But I guess I'm wrong because that thing is full bloom, man. Beautiful green leaves.
Awesome.
And the backyard looks great. We did have one fatality, the one tree we had to get rid of.
Right.
Because, Ken, there wasn't a leaf on the tree.
Yeah.
It looked like your biggest nightmare when you walk into the woods. You know, when you don't want to walk into the woods because it looks scary.
Yeah.
That's what the tree looked like.
It's sad. You know, it happens, though.
And Stan came over, sent the team to take care of the tree. The only thing I was disappointed of, nobody says timber, but I said it for him. Timber!
I would love to have been there for that.
Might be on, actually, I think I took a video of me saying it.
Oh, boy.
From the backyard.
I will look it up.
So if you think your tree is sick, go get Stan. He'll come. He'll take care of you. If you can't, the money you put towards fixing the tree will go towards removing the tree. And he is a great conservative, locally owned and operated. I believe he owes us a visit.
He does, actually.
The hell, Stan. Get him at RootsPlusLLC.com. RootsPlusLLC.com.
Columbo and Company.
As more details about Trump's peace deal come out, so do the opinions and reactions from various media outlets and politicians. We'll get you the latest Tuesday, plus Susie Moore and AI expert Mike McCleary.
Live and local, weekdays at 2 on News Talk STL.
Remember when food tasted like home? When breakfast was made from scratch and dessert was worth saving room for? At Shorty's Diner, we're serving up down-home breakfasts, lunches, and desserts just like Mom used to make. Fresh, from scratch, every single day. Step back in time with us, where the booths are cozy, Elvis is always in the building, and every plate feels like a hug.
Hey, it's Jamie Allman. Join me for the 2 Martini Lunch, noon to 2, live from Shorty's Diner this Friday. Stop by for a delicious breakfast or lunch. That's Shorty's Diner on Lackland in Westport.
It's so big, we could only call it one thing. A massive meat sale. This Thursday and Friday at Country Mart in St. Clair. Boneless pork loins, $1.19 a pound. Boneless ribeyes, $14.99 a pound. Baby back pork ribs, $3.29 a pound. Premium sliced slab bacon, $3.79 a pound. Boneless beef tenderloins, $14.99 a pound. Beef sirloin tips, $6.29 a pound. Hurry while supplies last. 2 days only, this Thursday and Friday. See all the items on our Facebook page. Country Mart in St. Clair.
Hi, Sandy. What's that? I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot. What's 4? Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot. Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas? Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it. That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot? The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common-sense conservative policy we support. Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians. Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4. Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Hey, it's Susie Moore with a reminder that for 20 years, Harpo's Chesterfield has been the heart of West County's fun. With their award-winning patio, voted best in West County, and excellent sports bar atmosphere, Harpo's is your one-stop destination. The mouth-watering menu has made them famous throughout St. Louis. Plus, they've got great drink specials and the friendliest, most energetic staff around. Whether you're dining in or carrying out, Harpo's delivers fun, food, and drinks like no one else. Harpo's Chesterfield. Call 636-537-1970 or visit harposstl.com.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by Connor Roofing. You can count on Connor for all your roofing needs. Visit ConnorRoofing.com. That's CONNER Roofing.com. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
Climbing up on Salisbury Hill.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
How dare you?
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
The American people are with Nicki Minaj, because what are we talking about here? So take a look here. Favor voter ID to vote. Look, I got all this polling on the screen going back since 2018. You'll notice on all of it, it's all north of 75%, 76%, 76%, 76%, 81%, and then 83% in the last year of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj. They favor photo ID to be able to vote.
So why then does that network, that was on CNN, right? Harry Enton works for CNN. Why on that network, if your polling guy says 75% of voters prefer voter ID, then why do you have idiots like Hakeem Jeffries on the network saying that voter ID is Jim Crow 2.0? Why do they? Whenever that happens, the host, if they had any integrity, would say, well, but did you hear Harry? Harry said that 75% of the people are for it. So.
Yeah, well, you have Chuck Schumer getting the word out and letting his media take care of it, take hold. The media is on their side. And whenever Chuck Schumer or somebody says something like that, they take it as if it's gospel. Forget what Harry Enton says is true. No, this is data.
It's on stuff their network.
I get it.
They're making themselves look stupid.
Yes.
Because they are stupid.
But then they also have the other media that's helping them, Vic.
You're right.
When Chuck Schumer said, let me give you this example. When Chuck Schumer says something, he knows it's going to be on the big three, mainstream media. They're going to talk about it tonight, and they're going to talk about it on the Sunday shows. But when one of our Republican senators says something, it doesn't get anywhere.
Yeah, I was going to wait. Well, let me say it now since you're getting some great points out and some great examples. Hakeem Jeffries was on the local New York morning show. This wasn't on the Today Show. This was on Good Morning New York or some crap like that.
Oh, okay.
And I can't remember who it is. It's somebody who was working in New York media forever. He starts talking about gas prices are skyrocketing. This was like yesterday or the day before. Gas prices are skyrocketing. And the anchor says, have you not looked? Because gas prices are coming down. Did you not see how high they were under Joe Biden? Well, that was COVID. I mean, but does he even read the paper? Does he wake up and read the paper?
No, they don't have to.
I'm not an investor, Ken. I mean, clearly, you know that, right? But every day I check the Brent crude oil.
Yeah.
And it's 78.20. It was over 100 like less than a week ago. The Dow is up to 52,000. When it was 50, I was like, wow, this is great for investors. I don't invest, and now it's up to 52,000.
Yeah.
Do they talk about that?
No, and they won't. And this is the exact opposite they did with the Biden administration. When inflation was flying high, they said, well, it's transitory. You know, our amazing president that runs up and down the halls every day.
Can't keep up with him.
Can't keep up with him. He says that it's just transitory. So people, shut up, suck it up, and understand that this is the way it should be.
All right, Ken, give me some more Harry Enton, because I love this kid. Because you know why? Because he's got the guts to get up there and say you guys are wrong.
You're so right, man.
He doesn't say it in those words, but he's saying, give him 76%. Okay, play more.
What's the racial breakdown on this, right? Because I think a lot of people make the argument that people of color, non-white Americans, have a harder time procuring a photo ID to vote. But even here, take a look here. Favor photo ID to vote. 85% of white people favor it. 82% of Latino. 76% of black Americans favor it. So the bottom line is this. Voter ID is not controversial in this country. A photo ID to vote is not controversial in this country. It is not controversial by party, and it is not controversial by race. The vast majority of Americans agree with Nicki Minaj that, in fact, you should have a photo ID to be able to vote.
Good old Nicki Minaj.
No kidding. But Harry Enton, I'm sure when he's on CNN, their ratings go through the roof. Because you know why? Because they're already baked in their viewers from the left. But then we know now to tune in when Harry Enton's going to be on, so you have conservatives and people on the right that are going to be watching. So, man, I bet their numbers just go boom, way up. they're in a place where they can't get rid of this guy because how could they do that? Well, his numbers were really high, but we had to get rid of him.
So think about this, Ken, with everything you just said. Why don't the higher ups at CNN say, like some guy, there's some boss somewhere in CNN who doesn't pay attention to what's happening. He just wants to know the numbers. How are we doing with the ratings?
What are we doing today? How are the numbers today?
What the what's here with the ratings are high? Harry Enton. Well, why don't we do the whole day like Harry Enton and say the things Harry Enton says all day?
Yeah, what's wrong with that?
Because you said the numbers are high, and then back to crap where it was before he started talking. So that's how stupid they are. Again, I don't know. Well, Barry Weiss may be going over there too.
She might just cover. Well, no, she's far right for CBS.
Unbelievable.
They actually say that.
Yeah.
The far right, not the new far right CBS. That's what they call it.
So
it's not at all.
The Democrats have a long history of calling people stupid without calling people stupid.
Right.
Right. Because they think that voters in rural areas, rural areas are too stupid to show ID. Who do you think says that? Hillary Clinton.
You carry through what they're doing to try to undermine voting. They're trying to kick people off voting rolls. They're trying to demand, forms of identification that most real people don't have, and most older people and most rural people don't have. They're certainly redistricting to make it difficult to elect black representatives or Latino representatives or Democrats. So that means we have to be even more intentional in showing up and voting.
Ken, did she say ID that real people?
Yeah, real people
don't have? Who is she referring to there?
I don't know.
Because she said rural, so the real people aren't the rural people.
You've got that word down.
I'm working on it. Can you play the beginning of that again? Because I don't know who she's talking about.
I don't either.
You carry through what they're doing to try to undermine voting. They're trying to kick people off voting rolls. They're trying to demand, forms of identification that most real people don't have.
Stop. Forms of ID that most real Americans don't have.
What is she talking about? I don't know what she's saying. People are being thrown off. Americans are being thrown off? No, illegals are.
And dead people.
And dead people are.
So when okay, I'm sorry.
No, you go ahead.
When the police officer pulls somebody over, do you have some ID? Well, no, because I'm a real person.
Yeah.
And I don't have ID.
Well, you have a good day then.
You drive carefully.
I'm sorry. I thought I was pulling over a fake person.
Ken, that was awesome. I don't know, Ken. I don't understand how they get away with it. If they win in these midterms, A, the country is over. B, Donald Trump is over.
Oh, big time.
And the voting rigging will go on forever. I'm going to say it again because we say it. We made up Ed Stoit, right? That was our thing, Ed Stoit. And we try to tell people when we interview them about Ed Stoit. And they say, oh, that's good. I'm going to use that. You never hear him use it, Ed Stoit should be flying around X right now.
Yeah.
Everything Democrats say, the opposite is true.
Everything.
You mentioned Joe Biden running around the White House. We can't keep up with him. Clearly, that wasn't true.
The opposite
was true. Good. Right, Ken, Ken brings up a great point again. Because Ed Stoit, everything Democrats say the opposite is true, is more than them lying. We know they lie.
Yes.
But it's a step further because the opposite is true. Donald Trump colluded with the Russians. Well, no, that was them.
They were doing it.
Colluded with the Russians. And every time you hear them speak, people on our side need to say, wait a minute, the opposite is true.
The perfect example happening right now, and we're going to probably be covering this now until whenever, but Gavin Newsom being investigated right now. Well, the reason why he's being investigated is because of his wife and possible criminal activity.
Right.
But they have to investigate to find out.
Mm.
Now, Donald Trump, on the other hand, was investigated for things that were created by the Biden administration. We called it, remember, lawfare?
Yeah.
Yeah, that was being created.
So they continue the Ed Stoit in saying, no, Donald Trump's a terrible person. He's a Nazi, So I still have a hard time saying that they believe what they're saying and they're not just being nefarious and evil, you know? Because Joe Biden couldn't keep up with him. No, he was falling asleep. Now the falling asleep is a thing with Donald Trump. See that?
But that didn't fly because we found out he just closes his eyes when he's listening.
But the terrible Democrats on Twitter put a side-by-side picture of, this is so bad, a picture of Donald Trump with his eyes closed, looks like he's sleeping, and then a picture of Biden with his eyes open wide, like he's really alert.
Yeah,
when did you ever see that? I might even go as far as to say maybe that was an AI picture of Joe Biden with his eyes wide open and being attentive.
Well, after all that, I remember seeing a meme of it. It was great. Caitlin Collins, she's standing there, and they took a picture of her with her eyes closed.
She was asleep.
Breaking news. Caitlin Collins falling asleep while she's asking questions.
Oh, my God. It's so bad. All right. Do we have anything else on this? Because we're running out of time.
No.
And I just want to, I sent Jessica a funny Babylon Bee from yesterday. Nope, that's not it. Damn it. I'm sorry, guys. Hold on. If I was only prepared, that'd be great. But I'm not. Maybe I'll learn how to do this one of these days. Oh. World Cup Stadium empty as European tourists all hanging out at Buc-ee's.
I love that.
I love that the foreigners love this country more than Americans do.
It's so refreshing to hear other people other than, we're gonna talk up this country no matter what. But it's great to hear other people that are unaware and they just come in here and they say, wow, this is really nice.
Yep.
This is fun. Hey, patriotism is a cool thing. And that's what I hope is they're going to take the patriotism idea and take it back to their country and say, you know what? Nationalism is not such a bad thing. We should be expressing ourselves in our culture. And this is great. And then remigrate some of these refugees that are here. That's the problem they're having. They should probably take some of that back with them.
Maybe we should be more like Americans? Is that what you're saying?
Oh, Vic.
I'll be damned.
That'd be a great idea. I would love that.
So the only ones I haven't seen are driving through neighborhoods where there's a flag on a lot of houses, because when I was doing SHIP, I was in every neighborhood in West County. And I love being on those streets where every house has a flag.
Yeah.
Because they're patriots.
Yeah, up my street, there are 3 houses in a row. Mine, my best friend, next door neighbor, and then next to them, flag. We have 2 flags each house.
I love it. I absolutely love it. And I love that, people show their patriotism. And I'm just putting up a flag, Maybe just because my father fought in the war. I don't know,
I've had it up since 9/11, 21.
It's good to be American.
Sorry.
All right, so all these 4th of July festivities are being canceled in these blue cities. And Johanna Neuman's not having it on her watch.
Right.
We'll talk to her about that next on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Welcome home.
Whoosh. When I have business clients or guests from out of town, I often take them to Cafe Napoli. I know they're going to enjoy any of the Napoli locations. Cafe Napoli in Clayton, Napoli 2 in Town and Country, Napoli 3 in St. Charles, next to Napoli C, Napoli Kirkwood, or Napoli Brothers Pizza and Pasta in the Chesterfield Valley. Excellent food and intellectual conversation, if they bring the intellectual conversation. And NapoliSTL.com. NapoliSTL.com.
Tim Jones here to introduce you to your new favorite roofing company, Corel Roofing. There were 4 major storms last year. Did your roof take a hit? Do you even know? Most homeowner insurance policies require claims to be filed within 1 year, so time's running out for a closer look. At Corel Roofing Company, you get a local roofing specialist who will advocate for you every step of the way. Give yourself peace of mind. Schedule your roof inspection today with Corel Roofing at CorelRoofingCo.com. That's CorelRoofingCo.com.
News Talk STL is turning 5, and you're invited to the party. Join us Friday night, June 26th at Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville for a totally rad celebration with the Retro Nerds, St. Louis's favorite 80s tribute band. Live on the outside stage from 7 to 10. It's an all-ages show, so bring the whole family and stop by and see us at the News Talk STL Pavilion right near the stage. Frankie Martin's Garden, the place for and about community in Cottleville. Details at frankiemartinsgarden.com.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green.
This is News Talk STL at 101.9, 94.1, and always streaming at
NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news this hour from Town Hall. I'm Rich Thomason. 5 people are being held in connection with an alleged plot to launch an attack a couple of days ago at the White House.
FBI Director Kash Patel says multiple arrests were made by the agency as it disrupted planned attacks targeting the White House investigation. The nature of the potential threat has not been disclosed. Additional details are expected to be revealed once charges are unsealed. A law enforcement official familiar with the matter says 5 people have been arrested from states including Ohio, Missouri, and California. The official spoke to the AP on condition of anonymity to discuss information not yet public. The Secret Service says it worked around the clock to identify those responsible and hold them accountable. Haya Punchwani, Washington.
Although the details have yet to be released, Iran claims the war-ending pact with the U.S. would require Israel to do something that it has so far refused to do.
Iran's top diplomat said Tuesday that the tentative deal to end the war would require Israel to withdraw from Lebanon, a condition Israel has already rejected. Iranian Foreign Minister Abbas Araghchi said Israel's occupation of southern Lebanon would violate the deal. The contradictory interpretations threatened to sink the agreement and lead to the resumption of an all-out war. The U.S. has not said whether Lebanon was part of the final agreement. It remains unclear what is in the agreement, as it is yet to be released to the public fully. Bernie Bennett reporting.
And President Trump says he will be sending details of the deal to Congress for its review. The Swiss Foreign Ministry says that a signing ceremony for the pact will take place on Friday at a resort near Lucerne. Already trading in record territory, Wall Street could shatter more records today. The Dow is higher once again this morning, while the price of oil is falling amid optimism and relief over the U.S.-Iran agreement. Right now, the Dow is up 343 points. The Nasdaq, though, 103 points in the red, and the S&P is down 13. More on these stories, townhall.com.
There's a moment nobody talks about with weight loss. It's the moment it stops working. The diet that worked before doesn't. Eating less stops moving the scale. That's not random. When your body's under stress, it slows your metabolism. That's why quick fixes eventually fail. At PhD Weight Loss, they focus on restoring your metabolism. And right now, when you call and mention Mike G, you'll get 2 free weeks and they'll pay for the cost of your food. Call 864-644-1900. That's 864-644-1900 or visit myphdweightloss.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
This hour of News Talk STL brought to you by Window World of St. Louis. For replacement windows, doors, and siding, call 800-GET-WINDOWS. That's 800-GET-WINDOWS. From the News Talk STL Weather Center.
Grab your umbrella today. Some scattered showers, some rumbles of thunder in the forecast, but all rain that falls today comes between the morning rush and the evening commute. Up to 81 for the high with periods of clouds and sun. Mainly dry this evening and overnight, a low of 63. Hot, humid, windy for Wednesday, partly cloudy, 92. And then be ready for some strong to potentially severe thunderstorms Wednesday evening and Wednesday night as a powerful cold front moves in. From the First Alert 4 Weather Center, I'm meteorologist Matt Chambers.
Vic Porcelli.
Come on, you're Italian. You understand.
Every day is a busy day all of a sudden.
You talking to me? You talking to me?
Tough and smart, and I love Italian, so, he's definitely Italian.
At least I have this show to come and talk about it and let some stuff up.
What kind of a show are you guys putting on here today?
The Vic Porcelli Show.
Hour number 2 ready to roll of our 3-hour tour. Boy, that first hour just flew right by. Drew Thomas Allen, you know what? He's got to start getting to the bottom of this voting that they do out there. Whose idea was jungle primaries anyway? Jungle primary?
Yeah,
well,
jungle primary. Just make a name. If you have an agenda, if you have a purpose for making something to scheme, create a name, and then it becomes official.
I think it's a little more radical even than ranked choice voting, don't you?
Yeah.
Because it's not the same, I don't think.
Cured votes. You've got zombie filibuster. I mean, they come up with these names. Once it has a name, it's official, Vic.
Yeah, I guess so. Vic for Vets coming up 11:25. Chat box at 11:41. I cannot believe, Ken, how far it's gotten that blue cities canceling 4th of July festivities because, your people are too white. You're too white. So we can't have 4th of July. So let's talk to Johanna Neuman, author of the new novel, Trump's Superpower. Ken, can you welcome Johanna to the show?
Hello, Newman.
Hello, Newman. I hope you're a Seinfeld fan.
Hello to Ken and Vic and all your listeners.
So what's going on here? I mean, Ken and I have been trying to find the point in history where being patriotic was stupid and being a radical leftist was the cool kids thing to do. I mean, is it Trump? Is it Trump that started this?
Have you found any?
No. No timeline.
No, I don't think so. I think these people are deeply anti-American, and that sort of makes sense because they're pushing socialism. And President Trump is pushing patriotism. He wants to remind us, I think, the reason I wrote the book, I believe he understands that he can't make the country great again unless he restores the founders and the founding from a 100-year war, more than 100 years, by the left-wing critics. And as you said, this latest iteration in Los Angeles, Karen Bass canceled a 50-year-old tradition of a 4th of July parade in the foothills of the San Fernando Valley. And she suggested to the organizers that they pick a different date.
Why?
Let's pick an insignificant date.
Why? Why would that be? I mean, that's...
He claimed that it was too many expenses for overtime pay for security officials. The organizers, the organizers pushed back and said, we'll raise money, just give us time. And City Hall jerked them around, and the organizers think that because of all the ICE protests, the city has now run out of money.
So what if it were privately funded? They'd still bitch about that, wouldn't they?
Yeah. Yes, they would, because in Rutland, Massachusetts, which was a hotbed of patriotic fervor during the American Revolution, they have an annual celebration, parade, concert, fireworks, the whole deal. And it was canceled. And same thing, officials cited inadequate police fire staffing, but the head of the Massachusetts Fiscal Alliance said they raised their own funds and has asked for the state attorney general to investigate what happened to them. So I think it may have more to do with their politics than with logic. And frankly, to your point, I was alive during 1976, the year of our bicentennial, and I cannot imagine any American official, no matter how left-wing, sitting on tradition. But they're all doing it. Mayor Mamdani in New York has issued an executive order banning groups of larger than 20.
I want you to know that I graduated high school in 1976, the bicentennial.
Okay.
Our tassels were red, white, and blue.
There you go.
It was a big deal, Johanna. It was a big deal. That's only 50 years ago, though. See what I'm saying? It's only 50. Everybody was patriotic in the bicentennial. Now it's terrible because these guys had slaves and everything's too white. What? Just let it be how it is. There are white people, there are black people, and we live together. So shut up about it.
And there's no such thing as white privilege. It has nothing to do with anything.
I couldn't agree more. And I thought that, I don't know if you watched the UFC 250 at the White House the other night, but what a great rebuttal against all this woke nonsense. I mean, it was just a magnificent display of patriotism and joy. Everything about it was joyous. And so I like to think in my more optimistic moments that we are winning the culture war, and that eventually these people will just be irrelevant. And I think that's all we can do. We can just keep, our only job this 4th of July is to wave our flag and celebrate, honor these people. I did this book. It's a time travel book in which I bring the founders down from heaven to celebrate our 250th birthday with us. And while they're on the planet, they have lots of amusing encounters with 21st century Americans. Ben Franklin is arrested for misgendering someone, and George Washington has his teeth fixed. But they also have this very serious conversation among themselves about whether this is the country they meant to leave us.
And we're talking to Johanna Neuman. She's the author of Trump's Superpower. I love the title, and I think, Johanna, if they were to come down from heaven and look at what's going on, they'd be on the conservative side. No matter how you slice it, they would be on the American side. And this is my thing, that I do believe still that most of America, when they talk about the Save America Act being an 80-20 issue, I think 90% of this country, 90% of this country believes in what we're talking about right now and see what the Democrats are doing. And at least I hope, maybe I'm being too Pollyannish about it, but I believe that when Karen Bass cancels something, when they cancel parades because of 4th of July and the 250th anniversary of this nation, that people see that and they know what the Democrats are doing it.
I think it's disqualifying. I don't think you should be in office if you don't have the country's interests at heart.
Yep.
I agree.
And, the left is just, I noticed recently the New Yorker ran a piece that called patriotism just a branding campaign that was designed to sell characters like George Washington. And they conclude that excessive patriotism debases the nation. And for me, that is the rub. Intellectuals have always looked down at those of us who love this holiday, and I think we're winning.
Yep. We're talking to Johanna Neuman. Her book is called Trump's Superpower. I love musicals. I love theater, musical theater, and especially community theater, where I've done a lot of stuff. And I'm kind of curious why more local community theaters aren't putting on 1776, the musical, right? Why aren't they doing that? Because some of them own slaves. I mean, God, they're so ridiculous about patriotism. And like you said, they make it a bad thing. And I want to bring up something, too, that you said at the beginning of this conversation, Johanna. You said they're anti-American and they want socialism. Well, anti-American, if you didn't have guys like my father who, stormed the beach of Normandy, you'd be living in the world of the Man in the High Castle. Did you ever see that show, The Man in the High Castle?
No, but my father also was there.
Yeah.
At D-Day. And so I know what you're talking about.
So this show, let me just say about the show real quickly. I'm sorry to interrupt. The Man in the High Castle, the premise of the show is we lost World War II, and the West Coast is governed by Japan, and the East Coast is governed by Germany. Is that what they want? I mean, and I'm not even going back to 1776. I'm going back to 1944, for God's sakes.
Well, I think, it's pretty clear that they're ahistorical. They don't, for the left, I think history begins with them because they have no social memory of what Marxism can do to a country. And I just think the founders sometimes I think about Trump standing on their shoulders, looking down, sort of wanting to be in their play, in their movie. And I understand when you see how he's beautifying D.C., the fountains are flowing, the statues are being, erected again. All those statues that were toppled during the 2020 riots, Trump has put right again. And my favorite one is a guy named Caesar Rodney, who was quite ill. He had some sort of skin cancer that was extremely painful. I mean, this is 1776, so they didn't have a lot of medicine. And he rode 80 miles from Delaware to Philadelphia, where the Declaration of Independence was first signed, to affix his signature to it. He was in pain. There were serious storms, but Caesar Rodney felt it was important that every state, every of the original 13, have a representative name on that document. And he was toppled during the 2020 riots. And after Trump stood him up again, I saw ABC call him a controversial figure. And I thought, what are you talking about? He was a patriot. So it's the very idea of patriotism, I think, that upsets them. You know, there's a long history of this in academia. In 1917, there was a historian named Charles Beard who wrote an important book claiming that the founders didn't create this country because of their love of liberty, but because of their want of greedy wealth. And that has been the template ever since in the colleges. After I had a long career in D.C. as a journalist, and then I saw that the profession was becoming advocacy instead of fact-based. So I left and I went back to school to pursue a PhD in history. And I was shocked when I got to campus to learn there was no course offered on the American Revolution.
Wow.
And when one professor, why, she said, because it wasn't really a revolution, not like that bloody one in France. This was more, they dismiss it as a course correction. And I just think ever since Charles Beard lashed them for greed, now the left throws everything at them: racism, misogyny, white colonization, stolen land, all of those things that you've heard that are nonsense.
Yeah, all this stuff's in the book, right?
Yes,
yeah.
It's in the book.
Yeah.
It makes for some great moments of humor, because when you put them and their worldview into the world we live in, certain things make no sense to them.
Yeah.
Like there's one point where they come upon protesters who are protesting these people who are either founders sent from heaven or really well-rehearsed actors. There's a big internet debate going on about it. But they see these protest signs that said, "Give us our history back." And they're just shocked. Like, what are you people talking about?
So this book sounds, so interesting, and I love stories that take a different kind of angle than you've ever heard before in a novel or a story. So to take the Founding Fathers and drop them into 2026, imagine what they think. First of all, you guys have light bulbs? What the hell is that all about? We had, candlelight.
Well, and, Benjamin Franklin spends much of the book saying, is that based on electricity? What is that air cooling thing? How did you make this coffee?
Yeah. God, we sweated to death in there signing the Declaration of Independence. And not for nothing. Why did they do it in July and not like in September when it's a little cooler, right?
Good question. They and also Benjamin Franklin, I put him with Elon Musk, and they have a wonderful conversation about what was the greatest invention of all time. And they actually, have different views on it. But it for me, that's the magic of the book. Like, Benjamin Franklin was the genius of his day, and he was the template, more than any other founder, for self-made American man.
Unbelievable. All right.
And
go ahead. I'm
so
sorry.
Elon.
I interrupted you, Johanna. I apologize. Please say what you said again.
Well, no, I just meant that Elon Musk and Benjamin Franklin have a lot in common because each of them, in a different way, defines what it is to be an American patriot.
This is fascinating, Ken. This is fascinating. A conversation between Benjamin Franklin and Elon Musk.
Wow.
Are you kidding me? The book is called Trump's Superpower, written by Johanna Neuman. Johanna, how do we get this book?
Well, it's on Amazon, but you can also get it at a wonderful website I would recommend called TrumpSuperpower.com.
Okay.
And we have a link there to buy the book. But we also have, I hired an artist who works with AI to do little videos of all the founders talking about the book. And
Wow.
they're just yeah. So if you want to see those, they're at TrumpSuperpower.com.
So I asked this to a lot of our authors. If they get the book there at TrumpSuperpower.com, you make more money than you do if they buy it at Amazon, right?
No, it's really just a link
Damn
to
it.
Amazon.
Trying to find a way to make you more money, Johanna. That's what I'm trying to do here.
I appreciate the effort. They've got it lost.
Thanks so much for being with us today. And you know what? This book is fascinating, taking the Founding Fathers and dropping them into 2026 and see what they'd say about it is just an absolutely fascinating angle I've never heard before, Ken.
Yeah, and Johanna, it's a really cool website. You say that you're creating this, or you can find it there now where the AI takes over with our Founding Fathers.
It's all posted there. There's
Perfect.
Little videos of the founders talking about the book, and there's also a trailer for the book.
Oh, wow. The book's got a trailer, Ken.
That's cool.
All right, we're going to look all that stuff up, and congratulations on writing this book and having, because I'm so sick of remakes and sequels and all this other crap. Here's a great concept that's never been done before, so I hope you sell a zillion books. Johanna, thanks so much for being with us, and let's talk again soon, okay?
Thank you, and I just want to say happy 4th of July to everyone in your listening audience. It's a wonderful holiday. I remember when I was a little girl, my father used to embarrass me by running up to people he didn't know and saying happy birthday. And they'd look at him, like, this guy's crazy or what? not my birthday. And he would say, oh, yes, it is. It's all of our birthdays.
Oh, I love that.
Fantastic. Trump Superpower by Johanna Neuman. Love you. You're a lovely lady, and we'd love to have you back again, okay?
I'm honored.
What?
Take care, Johanna.
Absolutely fascinating twist.
Yeah, the website, TrumpSuperpower.com. I've got all of them lined up. Ben Franklin, Alexander Ham, Thomas Jefferson, George Washington talking about our book.
Talking about the book.
Yeah, they're all ready to go. I want to listen to them.
That's good. See, that's what AI's for.
Yeah.
Good, funny stuff like that. All right, lots to do here today. As we listen to Led Zeppelin. Sometimes it's hard for me to focus, Ken. You're playing all these great classic rock songs,
I know.
2 days from today. What is today? Tuesday? So Thursday night, June 18th at the Pear Lodge. Scrap the tax. All the ins and outs of the potential changes to the Missouri income tax system. Special guest Grover Norquist, founder of Americans for Tax Reform. He's going to be with us, isn't he?
Yes.
Yeah.
Thursday.
Yeah. That day.
Yep.
Perfect. State Representative Bishop Davidson, Representative Ben Keithley, also talking about Amendment 5. Scrap the tax. Thursday night, 2 nights from tonight, 5 to 7 o'clock at the Pear Lodge.
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Demand a lower work week, 32-hour work week.
Very well, we'll give them shorter hours. We'll start by cutting their lunch hour to 20 minutes.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's NewstalkSTL.
Show off. Listen, Serenity Now, Serenity Wealth Management is the place for you to go just to have a conversation, okay? Chris Cooper, his way of going about this is so unique and intriguing and respectful. Let's say that. Nobody wants to be ambushed by some guy who says, here, put money here, put money there. But nobody wants that. Chris just wants a conversation with you to find out about you. What are your likes? What are your dislikes? What do you want to do? When do you want to retire? You know, retirement, he says retirement is something that you deserve. And I love that theory. So find out about what he wants to talk to you about with a couple of books that he's written. It's a great primer to what he does. One is called Tax-Free Strategies for Long-Term Care. That was the first one. And then New Holistic Retirement. Those both available at serenitynowtax.com. And a new book called The Business Owner's Playbook for Financial Clarity. And that's at serenitynowbiz.com. Great radio show. That 100th show was great, wasn't it, Ken?
That was the ultimate feature of fun with finance. A great example of it.
And his show rolls on. And in the promo, we made promos for my appearance on his show. And I said, Chris, I gotta admit to you, you know, for the longest time, I thought your show was called Fun with Finance.
Right.
And he goes, okay, Vic, you're an idiot. So we get it.
So it's Serenity Wealth now.
It's called Serenity Wealth now. Serenity Now with Chris Cooper.
Investment advice offered through Fortis Capital Advisors.
Serenity now!
1949, the last time a Republican held the top post in St. Louis City. A gallon of milk was 84 cents, and streetcars ran down Grand Avenue. Unfortunately, St. Louis City streets are no longer the epicenter of family and business life. In the 80 years of Democrat control, our city has been on a steady decline.
Hello, Kirk Ilsinger, chairman of the Republican Party for the city of St. Louis, and we believe it is our duty to provide a different path forward. I invite you to our meetings the first Thursday of every month. Learn more at stl-gop.com.
Paid for by St. Louis City Republican PAC. Curtis Farber, Treasurer.
At Body of Health, we're a small but mighty family operation with big ambitions for your health. I'm Helene Tobler, and I'm jazzed about how our MRI-grade body composition analyzer is putting personalized health and wellness on steroids. It helps me and Dr. Tobler, that's my husband, refine the advice we give to help you feel better and live longer. Body of Health, trusted, discerning, affordable health care the way it ought to be. Learn more at bodyofhealth.com. That's bodyofhealth.com.
It's not your typical game day look. Sunday, June 28th at Busch Stadium, the Cardinals face the Miami Marlins, and fans can receive a soccer-style Cardinals jersey presented by Purina. Clean, sporty, and unmistakably Cardinals, it brings a fresh energy to the ballpark from first pitch on, and kids take home a vibrant Cardinals soccer ball to keep the action going long after the final out. 2 ways to play, one big Sunday. Get tickets at cardinals.com/promotions.
Every Sunday home game is a Kids Sunday at Busch Stadium. From Team Fred Birding games to a kid-friendly DJ, ice cream, and family favorite activities. Sundays are built for young fans. Plus, select Sundays feature kids run the bases after the game. It's a day made for smiles, memories, and Cardinals baseball together. Make Sundays your family tradition at Busch Stadium. Tickets and details at cardinals.com/KidsSunday.
If you have a phone, you have a radio.
Download the all-new NewstalkSTL app.
Love the all-new NewstalkSTL app.
On my way to work in the morning.
Usually I'm in the car.
I listen on the app in my car every morning going to work.
Download the NewstalkSTL app and listen anytime, anywhere. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Smitty Werbin Jagerman Jensen. True international effort to pressure.
Smitty Werbin Jagerman Jensen.
I mean, as he involve our institution.
I just...
She knows so long as he was...
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Thomas Dolby reminded me with science. Remember the guy with the white hair?
Yeah.
Why do people always portray scientists as crazy men with white hair that's crazy and messy and a white lab coat like Doc Brown? You know?
Yeah. Well, I think who was it? Well, who's the big science guy? Who was it? E = MC².
Einstein.
His name escaped me. I can't believe it. But that's the way he was.
Yeah.
So I think they modeled them off of him.
And when I wake up in the morning, my hair
looks
like Albert Einstein and Doc Brown's hair had a baby. And then that's my hair.
So in the morning when you first wake up tomorrow, take a picture so you can bring it in.
No way.
Why?
No way.
Come on.
Nope.
You're no fun.
No.
You have hair. I don't.
Take a picture of your hair.
No, I don't have any.
Okay. I'll consider it, okay?
I just want to live through you and wake up in the morning with your... I used to have, when I had real long hair, I'd wake up in the morning with that Aquanet on, and my whole head was on one side of my head.
You put Aquanet in?
You had to. Back then.
I've never used Aquanet.
Well, when you had that much hair...
Of course, I'm a guy. So
well,
I never used Aquanet.
That's why I lost it all. Yeah, but I had a girl do it for me.
Ah, see, there you go.
You
just saved yourself there. Okay, before we get to never mind. We'll do that at the end. So we just talked to Johanna Neuman.
Yes.
Hello, Neuman. And she's got this book called Trump's Superpower. And the more she talked about it, the more I want to read it.
I know.
Because how many movies do you watch? I'm like, well, another remake of the same story. Nobody's got an original idea for a movie unless it's a sequel or a remake. This would be a great movie too, by the way.
Well, yeah, you've got a version of that, like Bill and Ted's Excellent Adventure, a comedy angle on that. Remember that movie? Okay.
No.
Well, they brought back people from history to give a speech on. It was actually their project for school. It was a school project. And they twisted it all up, and it ended up being on the stage, and they had Ben Franklin come in.
Huh.
But not like this.
Yeah, this is better.
Yeah.
This is definitely better. So what if George Washington came to 2026 and looked around and what he would say? I asked you a long time ago. I said, Ken, do you think George Washington had a British accent? Do you remember I asked you that?
Yes.
Well, I wasn't the only one thinking it. And Ken was like, yeah, there's a trailer. There's trailers for the book, which is awesome. So let's hear George Washington.
On arriving in 2026, I learned that President Trump is using military threats as a weapon of diplomacy, to which I say, bravo. To learn more, read Trump's Superpower.
Wow.
What a good campaign.
I absolutely love it. And there's George Washington with the British accent. I mean, you think of these guys, Americans, they're Americans, we're American. They came from Britain.
They did.
To escape that crap.
It only makes sense.
It does only make sense. And he was, of course, our first general, our first president, a guy who risked his life like the rest of them. All right, let's hear some more, and then we'll talk about the Founding Fathers and signing the Declaration of Independence. This is Thomas Jefferson, yes? And this is him talking about Johanna Neuman's new book, Trump Superpower.
I return to Earth to find critics canceling me, while patriots recite my Declaration of Independence. America 2026 judges itself, not me. Learn more in Trump's Superpower.
So Thomas Jefferson had an accent.
He sounded like he was, from London. I wonder if any of them were from Liverpool, signing the Declaration of Independence. We went down there to Philadelphia, and we all signed it. Any Benjamin Franklin? You got any Benjamin Franklin?
I want to thank you, Johanna, for bringing me into the 21st century. But did you really have to arrange to have me arrested for misgendering a man named Christina? Find out more in Trump's Superpower.
Now, I thought for sure that one was going to have him. I'm really glad you introduced me to Elon Musk.
Yeah. And in the book, Benjamin Franklin sits down with Elon Musk, two of the greatest inventors this country's ever had. And that's intriguing just on its own. Nobody from Liverpool, though. What's the problem?
No, but should we get a woman's perspective?
Who, Abigail?
No, there's Mercy Otis War. I don't know who that is, but she's a female, and I wonder if she has a British accent.
Go ahead.
I arrive in 2026 and hear this slander. We revolutionaries fought for wealth and slavery. Never we fought for liberty. Discover more in Trump's Superpower.
Trump's Superpower,
You know.
We were for liberty and freedom. We signed the Declaration of Independence along with John Henry.
It only makes sense. It only makes sense that they had an accent. I never thought of it that way. You were the first person to bring it up. Like, now, see, I never thought of it. I never thought that.
I don't know why I thought of it, but they came from England, Britain. Why wouldn't they have a British accent?
Right. It's not like they arrived on our shores and suddenly they became American.
Right. Right. They on the boat and they got this accent. All right, we're going to go in and we're going to land in America and then we're going to sign the Declaration of Independence.
That's right.
Yeah. But they should have stopped in Liverpool first. All right. So I just want to talk about this very quickly. And since we have about a minute, let's do this. Pope Leo, no fan of Donald Trump.
No.
Because...
In fact, there's rumor that he was conspiring recently with Barack Obama and David Axelrod.
And he will not be visiting the White House while President Trump is there. Well, that's just great. Now, when people get to be as famous as the Pope, when you're the Pope, you're pretty famous, yeah? You're famous.
Fairly.
Yeah. Pope Leo's brother happens to be a MAGA brother.
Yeah.
And hanging out with J.D. Vance and Trump at the UFC Freedom 250 outside the White House. How about that? Lou Prevost is his name. And he was seen with Vance in a post from the White House UFC fight in celebration of America's 250th anniversary. If you're the president of the United States and the country is celebrating its 250th anniversary and you don't do things like this, then you are un-American. And you shouldn't be president of the United States.
I agree with that. And one good thing is that I'm hoping at least that they're still talking, the brother and the Pope.
Yeah, little influence.
Well, I think at least they're talking. I mean, I've got 3, if not 4, sisters in my family who I don't talk to anymore. I haven't for 8 years. It's terrible. It's really sad.
Yep.
But it's not my choice. So.
You bring up a great point, Ken, that, Lou can fly over to the Vatican and talk to Leo, give him the Italian mother slap to the back of the head. What are you doing? Are you stupid? No more Chicago.
He is the older brother.
Right. Got to pick on your little brother even if he's the Pope.
Right.
Why would that stop anything?
Nothing.
Why would that stop any family relationship?
Not.
Because you're the Pope and I'm not. What, are you better than me because you're the Pope? I got a Chicago hot dog here. You want some of that? All right, Ken, I said something that got right by you, and that's fine.
That's usual.
But we're talking about the Declaration of Independence and all the people that signed it, like John Henry.
Ooh, it did get by me. Man.
It's because you hate me.
No, he was a steel driving man.
That's right. He was a steel driving man. Drew Thomas Allen. Maybe he can figure out and find out the origin of jungle primaries. How stupid idea was that?
You're right.
Who's next?
Stream the Vic Porcelli Show at NewstalkSTL. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
You've used a phrase, I want to make sure I understand what you mean by it. You've referred to people with a capacity for pregnancy. Would that be women?
Made in St. Louis, for St. Louis. It's NewstalkSTL.
Correct! Ken is a show off. Hey,
thanks, Vic.
The storms are coming, Ken.
They are.
You know the spring and summer storms are coming. There'll be big winds of 70, 80 miles per hour. And then Saturday, when you're off to your kid's baseball game, you're going to go out there and your kid's going to say, Daddy, what is that on the lawn? And then your eyes are going to pop out of your head like you're in a Tex Avery cartoon and go, bah! It's a shingle. Where did that shingle come from? Did it come from your house? Maybe it did. But you know what? Maybe it didn't. If Goober goes up on your roof, he's going to say, oh, yeah, you got no more shingles left. This one and all the rest of them are all gone. We're going to have to replace your roof. But if the Connors come out and take a look, can you explain to me the stamp dating, the date stamping, whatever you call it, when they go and take pictures of your roof?
Yeah, it surprised me, actually, because he came by, Rob did, actually, and he got up on the roof, and he looked at the shingles, and he showed me where they were really bad. And I said, okay. I said, well, I appreciate that. And he said, no. I want you to make sure you understand what this is. This is time stamped. There's a geo thing that they use to show the location, and then it's time stamped, so you know exactly. In other words, that he's on your roof at that time, checking on your actual shingles.
Who would have thought of that?
Pretty cool.
You know, I mean, Goober will go up there and show you a picture of somebody else's roof.
Right.
That's messed up. See, your roof's all messed up. But Connor's got the date stamping and everything with the geo, whatever it is.
Yeah, the
Geo-tracking.
GPS thing, whatever that thing is.
So funny. So get to Connor Roofing. They'll tell you honest estimate, quality work, and great customer service. ConnorRoofing.com, CONNER Roofing.com.
His new choice for conservative talk. Live and local.
I need to know what's going on in my city.
News Talk STL.
Hi, Sandy. What's that? I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot. What's 4? Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot. Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas? Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it. That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot? The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common sense conservative policy we support. Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians. Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4. Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
It's not pleasant to hear it, but Missouri is falling behind in its spending of state tax dollars, education, and health care. But there are ways to get Missouri moving forward again and produce a better life for all of us. That's why we at the Show Me Institute put together a 2026 Missouri Blueprint, a roadmap on how the state can move to a brighter future. The blueprint covers policy ideas from taxes to government transparency, from education to healthcare and budget reform. Let's allow students to attend the school of their choice. Let's adopt new proven methods to help the many school kids who can barely read. Let's limit state spending growth for Missouri's long-term financial stability. And let's invest in future needs with more nuclear energy. Why not common sense reforms to make things better for all Missourians? Check out our 2026 Missouri Blueprint, moving Missouri forward at showmeinstitute.org. The Show Me Minute has been brought to you by Show Me Institute and Show Me Opportunity.
Fox News Commentary with Trey Gowdy. Next.
When I started skiing, I didn't think about setting any records. When I won my first race, I didn't think about how many more I might win. So when I made it to the top of the world, it never crossed my mind to stop. Being the best isn't the same as being your best. There are no shortcuts to the top, so find the people who help get you there. I'm Michaela Schifrin, and that's what Team Stiefel means to me. If you're an advisor or an investor, choose Stiefel, where success meets success.
Stiefel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and NYSE.
Past performance is no indication of future results. Investing involves risk. Consult a financial advisor before making any investment decisions.
Trey Gowdy argues against packing the Supreme Court.
Well, we've had it for over 100 years, and interestingly, the best argument is I can name you 4 Republican Supreme Court justices who turned out to be more liberal than we had thought or hoped. I can't name a single Democrat-nominated Supreme Court justice who shocked us with his or her conservatism. The court usually gets it right, but we view the court as a political animal. Most people don't read the opinions. Most people don't listen to oral argument. I mean, it was John Roberts who upheld Obamacare. It wasn't a Democrat justice. It was John Roberts. Leave the court alone. You go messing with the court, you're messing with the republic.
For more commentary like this, go to foxnewspodcast.com.
Colombo and Company.
As more details about Trump's peace deal come out, so do the opinions and reactions from various media outlets and politicians. We'll get you the latest Tuesday, plus Susie Moore and AI expert Mike McCleary.
Live and local, weekdays at 2 on Newstalk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. The Vic Porcelli Show.
Keep your friends close
but your enemy's closer.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
Good morning. Welcome home to 1019 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Here's Paul McCartney. He's from Liverpool, you know. Maybe one of his ancestors signed the Declaration of Independence, you know. I think the word "you know" is how you do.
And the way you go up a little bit.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I said Liverpool goes up a little bit. We were playing at the Cabin Club in Hamburg, you know. There it is, you know, again.
But that's what you do. You know.
Yeah, well, everybody's got their own way, for sure.
Right.
George Carlin used to do Ed Sullivan, and the phrase that he said tunes his ear to Ed Sullivan's voice is the phrase, "Well, now you know." And it's like his warm-up. I go, well, now you know, right here on our show. and
how do you do the Rodney Dangerfield warm-up?
Tough crowd. That phrase, tough crowd, gets me there. Tough crowd. I'll tell you, no respect at all. You know, when I was little.
The tie.
You gotta. Everybody who does Rodney does the imaginary tie. You gotta push up the imaginary tie. Oh, tough crowd, you know. When I was a kid, we were so poor, we didn't have any toys at all. If I wasn't a boy, I have nothing to play with at all. Do you get that?
Yes, I did.
Let's go.
Drew Allen of the Drew Allen Show podcast.
It's people who love this country and respect freedom and want to preserve it for the future. You know, it really shouldn't be political.
Amico mio, come stai?
Ciao, buongiorno, Ciccio. Sono molto contento.
You know, the anniversary of Italy independence from fascism is coming up. So maybe we should play Bella Ciao, bump in with it or something. And
we might be able to swing that.
We can all sing along.
Right.
To Bella Ciao. Good morning, Drew Thomas Allen. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good. It's good to be with you.
It's great to have you. You know we love you. Now, I should probably mention right off the bat, Drew's got a couple of great books because I get lost in our conversations sometimes and I forget to let everybody know. The Martyrdom of Charlie Kirk, which is called For Christ and Country, and the Clinton Hoax, Obama Coup, the declassified story of the Trump-Russia delusion. So we were talking earlier, Drew, how Democrats, they're so caught up in the little cliches, the little line, President Trump's war of choice is one of them, right? And Hakeem Jeffries was on the local morning show in New York, Good Morning New York, talking about skyrocketing gas prices at the worst possible time when they're actually coming down. I mean, he doesn't even pick up a paper and look.
Well, it's just amazing. You know, they get their talking points and they go out, and this is the only thing they can say because, you know, comparing Trump to Biden in the past in a real way, obviously is devastating for them. So, you know, they've got a small spike because of, you know, the war in Iran. And so their only thing is, you know, Trump's responsible for gas prices. You guys are dying out there. You can't fill up your cars, even though it still wasn't as bad as under Biden. And so they haven't come up with their new thing yet. What's the new thing? I mean, now gas prices are down. It's like Trump-Russia collusion. It's like Trump is Hitler. Like, it doesn't matter what the evidence is. It's just like this is the attack strategy that's not based in reality anyway. So now it's gas prices, but it's like, hey, Hakeem, the gas prices came down. Well, nobody told me what the next thing is.
Right.
Yeah. So they just keep hammering them because they're a bunch of idiots.
That's pretty good. They can't even think for themselves.
Right. And what does that say about the people in this country who are only influenced by left falling over media outlets?
They call them, I think, radical left.
I got it.
You know, like the radical right. They're radical left.
Got it.
Yeah.
You guys are idiots. You can say it. Just say it.
I'm so radical. I love this country.
So radical. You're so radical.
Listen, I'm glad you said Hitler, okay? Because it's so amazing to me how much they called Trump a Nazi and Hitler, and now they're all rallying behind an actual Nazi in Graham Plattner.
Yeah, it's amazing. It's so crazy. I mean, it's so beautiful in some ways, though, because it's like they have no credibility left whatsoever. I mean, literally 10 years of Trump being a Nazi. We're all Nazis. And then they pick, of all the people they could pick, they pick Graham Plattner, who is literally has a Nazi tattoo on his body. And he says he's an avowed communist. I mean, it's just like this. So this guy is actually is literally what they said Trump was, because they said Trump was, Hitler, Stalin, Mussolini. So this guy's, got the Hitler thing going. He's got the communism with Stalin. The only thing he's missing is some sort of Italian linkage, and then he can really be the trifecta.
I agree, and we're going to hear from him in a second here. But now that you reminded me, there was a great editorial cartoon by Tom Stiglitz, who has a shirtless Graham Plattner, and you see the Nazi tattoo, and then there's an old woman standing next to him who rolls up her sleeve, and she goes, "Interesting tattoo. Care to see mine?" And it's her number tattooed on the inside of her arm that they did to the Jews in the concentration camps. I thought it was a brilliant, absolutely brilliant cartoon.
That's powerful.
So Graham Plattner on MS Now. The staffer that exposed his texting scandal. Well, I guess he had her taken back out and shot, taken out back and shot.
I don't know.
Let's find out.
Have you gone through, do you know what could be out there from those text messages?
Well, yeah, of course I know. I sent them years ago. This whole, I know what happened. My wife knows what happened. It was long before I ran for United States Senate, and it was earlier in our marriage. The funny thing is, the only reason that story exists is because we did what we thought was the right thing. We entrusted someone on the campaign team with information about our past. We were very upfront about everything in our lives. That person then went and made up more about it and tried to get that story in the newspapers, and finally got the New York Times to run it.
Sure, Drew, they made up more about it.
That's insane. This is where they are. So it's like this guy, I'm just make it extreme so it's easier to understand. You got Ted Bundy, who's, murdered, 20 women, and he gets caught, and he's like, well, I told a few people about those women I killed, I'm an honest person,
right.
I killed 20 women, but I entrusted people that information. I was forthcoming about it. I admitted it. So it's like I didn't do it. It's insane. That's what he's saying, by the way. Literally.
Plattner says, my wife knew it. Yeah, I'm sure Bonnie Parker knew exactly what Clyde Barrow was doing.
Right.
Yeah. I mean, but think about this. Think about where the Democrat Party is. All these people they keep picking. Graham Plattner, Jay Jones, the Attorney General in Virginia, who, fantasized about murdering a Republican and his family. Like, you go through the list of these people, and they are like bottom of the barrel. I mean, it's like, and the Democrat voter, like Plattner overwhelmingly won the primary. There were other Democrats that people could have chosen, but they overwhelmingly voted for Graham Plattner as the candidate to represent them. So the Democrat Party, this is the takeaway that should be scary. The Democrat voter out there, they don't care. They have zero principles or values. As long as you hate Trump, you can be Ted Bundy, and they'll support Ted Bundy, because Ted Bundy suddenly becomes a moral, virtuous person despite being a sick, disgusting murderer, because he's one of them. That's it. That's how bad it is.
Drew, that's precisely what we were talking about earlier about the Democrat Party. And and I referred right to Charlie Kirk, which your book. I mean, if they get for Christ and Country, they'll see probably some of this in there, where 44%. I'm talking about 44% of regular Democrats that were asked, do you think that it's really bad to kill Charlie Kirk, or do you think it's justifiable? And 44% said it's justifiable for the greater good. I mean, when I heard that was the first time, September 10th of last year, when I was up there. I was in the city that he was killed in. And I'm thinking to myself, this is our country? Because I thought for sure, after Charlie Kirk was murdered, I thought for sure, Drew, that everybody would be like, oh, that's a bridge too far. We've got to support. We've got to all get behind this, against that. And no, the Democrats are like, well, yeah, that's for the greater good.
Yeah, I mean, we've since had other attempts, they tried to kill Trump and, his high-level cabinet members, that guy that came out there from California, not too long ago. I mean, this stuff keeps happening. The rhetoric isn't coming down. So, I mean, Americans need to ponder what they're observing here, because the Democrats are not going to stop. They don't care. I don't even want to say it. They could assassinate more of us tomorrow, and the left would never look in the mirror and say, hey, we've gone too far. I mean, Charlie Kirk was the moment. That was like the litmus test. Like, if your rhetoric results in a deranged, trans-infused, ideologically, person killing Charlie Kirk. He's dead, and you can't even take 2 days. We know we know who the left is right now. So take that for what it's worth, because that should instruct all of us in how we're going to move forward in taking back this country. These are not reasonable, rational people. They're never going to change themselves. So we have to do all the work and everything we can, to take back this country and render them, powerless, because they're not going to do it. They want to burn the country down. They want more. They don't care if Charlie Kirk's dead. He's a clump of cells to them.
You know what they don't realize, Drew? That they do this socialism, everybody wants to be a communist and a socialist, and they don't have any forethought to think about that they probably won't live through the revolution, because the powerful and the leaders will turn on them, right? Do they know how many millions of people were killed under communism?
They don't care. It's almost like jihadists. It's like they believe like there's a bunch of virgins waiting for them if they pursue this path, even if it results in their own demise, because it's just it's in their brains. Like they're superheroes in this adventure story they've created where they're fighting, the evil Hitlers and Trumps, and like it's crazy. I mean, it's not rational is the point. Just like, jihad, it's not rational. Like, I'm going to go blow up a bunch of children and women. It's like, why would you do that? Well, I mean, it's the same thing here with the left. I mean, kind of what they're told. And remember, the left replaces religion with a state. And so these Democrat voters in particular, I mean, they are basically held hostage. I mean, they're kind of told, redemption comes through us, but at the same time, you're never going to be redeemed because we're never going to actually redeem you. You can vote for President Barack Obama twice and you're still racist.
I just got to make this statement. It's going to be a combination between socialism, fascism, communism, and Islamism.
Oh, that's right. Yep.
That we're facing.
Islam's going to be another enemy in the Civil War. Drew, when they get those 72 virgins, they probably get to a point where, I'm only down to like 2 or 3. Can I get a reload here?
Yeah. And why does a religion, how could it be a religion? They always revert to sex, something about sex.
Huh.
You know what I'm saying?
That's a good point, Kenny.
A lot of it's based on sex.
I wish we had time for Drew to answer that because we got to go.
I know.
Hey, Drew.
Great point.
Love you. 2 great books you got to get by Drew Thomas Allen. For Christ and Country and the Clinton Hoax Obama Coup. Thank you, sir. We'll chat next week, okay?
Thank you. Can't wait. Bye, guys.
See you, Drew.
Think he means that? Can't wait?
Oh, yeah.
Like Christmas time? Can't wait to talk to
Vic
Vic and Ken.
Cannot wait.
What do you want? I want a train. I want a cowboy hat. I can't wait for Vic and Ken.
News, analysis, opinion.
Democrats are the ones that are saying we are too stupid to have an ID to vote. I call it the soft bigotry of low expectations.
101.9 and 94.1.
Number 1 for conservative talk.
News Talk STL.
License number GL250000615.
You're cooking dinner. The lights go out. You flip the breaker and forget about it.
But what if it keeps tripping?
Trips once, your breaker's doing its job. Keeps tripping? That's a warning. Bad wiring or something worse.
Do people just keep flipping it?
Most do, until they can't anymore.
Call Grasser. We'll stop the trip.
Green is always Grasser at GrasserHomeservices.com.
This year, America turns 250, and News Talk STL is celebrating our nation's semi-quincentennial all year long. News Talk STL, number 1 for live and local Soros-free talk, with proud supporters of our 250th birthday celebration. Trolley Stop Bakery, DG Firearms, and The Yard Guy. 250 years strong, and we're just getting started. 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Hi, it's Ken Williams, and my favorite Capriati sandwich is the Capistrami. You've got hot pastrami, melty Swiss cheese, crunchy coleslaw, and zesty Russian dressing. What else do you need? I love Capriati's, and you will too. On Manchester at McKnight and Rock Hill, and now in Creve Coeur on Olive, just 1 mile west of 270.
Dude, this house is perfect. Crumbs everywhere, sticky counters. I've already texted the colonies.
Wait, I'll bring my 500 cousins. This'll be the biggest ant rager of the summer.
Wait, oh, what's that sound? Oh, no, it's those trucks with the green wheels. Party's over, man. Party's over.
This is Derek, the owner of All Solutions Pest Control. We'd love to help you out. Give us a call today at 636-486-7888 to learn more about our special $67 offer.
If a pest-free home is your goal, call All Solutions Pest Control.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news, Town Hall, I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. At the G7 Economic Summit in France, President Trump says he plans to hold further talks with Ukraine's president to discuss progress in the war with Russia, which has been suffering big losses.
And Ukraine is losing a lot of people, too. I mean, the whole thing is ridiculous. So, I'm going to do whatever I can.
Meanwhile, the U.S. allies at the Group of Seven summit are pushing that the war in Ukraine should be back to the top of the agenda now. The European conflict has of late been moved to the back burner due to the world's focus on Iran. An end to the war should have a big impact on gas prices. Here's gas buddy analyst Patrick DeHaan.
If this deal pans out, if the strait reopens for the rest of the summer, it could mean gas prices that stay below $4 a gallon nationally. And it could mean diesel prices also see a fall below the $5 mark. So there's a lot of reasons to be optimistic, but we've also seen deals fall apart in the last couple of months as well.
And oil prices down about $4 a barrel in international trading. There's been a military plane crash in California.
A B-52 bomber crashed shortly after takeoff at Edwards Air Force Base Monday in Southern California's Mojave Desert. Military officials said a huge plume of smoke was coming from the scene. The military aircraft, a Boeing B-52 Stratofortress, is a long-range bomber that usually carries a crew of 5.
That's correspondent Jennifer King. Laura Winters reports the FBI and Secret Service stopped a plot to attack that UFC fight at the White House on Sunday, marking the nation's 250th anniversary.
FBI Director Kash Patel with the announcement that the agency foiled a potentially deadly plot involving drones loaded with explosives. Those involved allegedly wanted to kill people attending Sunday's UFC America 250 event at the White House. The FBI Director on his X page writing that multiple individuals are now in custody and the planned attacks were stopped cold. Laura Winters reporting.
More on these stories at townhall.com.
Just hearing the word IRS can make people break out in a cold sweat. No one wants to deal with the IRS, and now you don't have to. The good news is Legal Tax Defense has been successfully negotiating with the IRS for more than 15 years. It doesn't matter how much you owe, whether it's $5,000 or $5 million. You deserve the best in the business on your side, and that is Legal Tax Defense. Even if you're working with someone else and just want a second opinion, there is no cost or obligation to call. They can prevent levies, liens, wage garnishments, even file back tax returns. And the best news about Legal Tax Defense is they won't take your case unless they know they will reduce or eliminate your tax debt. Call Legal Tax Defense right now for a free, no-risk consultation. 800-292-7875. 800-292-7875. You have nothing to lose, but everything to gain. 800-292-7875.
This hour of News Talk STL is brought to you by Stifel, serving investors for over 130 years. Contact your Stifel financial advisor at stifel.com. That's STIFEL.com.
Never paint again. This is Darren, owner of Rhino Shield. Want to eliminate painting your home, business, or church? Call the experts at Rhino Shield. Rhino Shield is a revolutionary ceramic wall coating to regular paint and vinyl. Perfect for aluminum, steel, unpainted brick, block, stucco, EIFS, drive-it, cement board, and wood sidings. Rhino Shield eliminates wasting time and money painting year after year. Our ceramic coating deflects 90% of the sun's UV rays and 100% of the moisture. Our clients want affordable protection with the elimination of maintenance. Rhino Shield protects your biggest investment while maintaining your architectural features and gives you the curb appeal you deserve. Make your home great again by working with the Rhino Shield experts. A+ rated with the BBB. Call 877-25-RHINO, 877-25-RHINO, or 877-25rhino.com. See what we did there? Genius. Tell them, ladies.
Go Rhino Shield. Never paint your house again. Rhino Shield.
Dr. Michael Lewis, West Point grad, physician, and retired Army colonel, is considered the world's leading expert on the use of omega-3s in brain health. He's also the author of When Brains Collide. Dr. Lewis, a lot of people take fish oil supplements, but how do you know they're working if you're not testing?
Elizabeth, I've come across the biggest breakthrough in my 30-plus years of medicine. What if you could test yourself at home to see if your fish oil supplements are actually working? And then have the right product, a combination of fish oil and olive oil, a perfect Mediterranean diet in a bottle delivered right to your doorstep. This is the answer to the American ultra-processed food diet. Email me at test@brainhealtheducation.org. That's test@brainhealtheducation.org.
Email Dr. Lewis today at test@brainhealtheducation.org and take the first step toward a healthier brain. Your future self will thank you. That's test@brainhealtheducation.org.
This hour, the Vic Porcelli Show, brought to you by the Trolley Stop Bakery, the official bakery of the Vic Porcelli Show. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
A 3-hour tour, a 3-hour tour. The weather started getting rough.
We squeeze in a dry hump day under partly sunny skies.
From New Jersey to Baldwin, Missouri, two behind the microphone, taking the whoosh to the radical left and the putrid swamp. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show. Here he is, Vic Porcelli.
All right, final hour of our 3-hour tour put together by the great Ken Williams.
Thanks, Vic.
And Brian Deloney joins us. And what a great show you two guys do on Saturdays at noon.
It's very informative. I'm learning something every week.
Yeah.
Just producing your show.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's the goal.
Yep.
Don't get him too healthy.
You think he's just going to be judging you the whole time?
Yeah. He's going to judge me. He's going to get rid of me. All right. So
at least you've got him thinking about quitting smoking.
Well, that's the start.
Yeah.
It's sort of like trying to pick up keys. You either do it or you don't. You
Pick
can't
up
like
keys.
You ever hear that? Like somebody's like, "Oh, try to pick the keys up or try to open the door," and then you go to like actually try to, and it's like, no, you're actually opening the door. No, try to open the door. It's sort of like trying to quit smoking. You got to like do it or don't.
I got to tell you, you hit a little sore spot with me because I don't like bending down to pick up anything. I could be walking down the street and drop my wallet and keep it. I don't care. I just can't. All right. So anyway, I know you love talking about conservatism, and we're going to get there. And this is kind of is. So this alpha gal tick thing.
Yeah.
That all of a sudden is a big thing. You say is not all of a sudden.
No, it's been around for, I don't know, for a long time. I don't
Why
know
are we
exactly
hearing
how
about it so much now?
Because like we were saying earlier, there's been an uptick in the amount of people who are getting bitten by ticks. It is a tick, vector, basically a transferred issue, sort of like Lyme disease. But the issue with alpha gals, I guess more people are there's definitely been more ticks in this season, and people are getting bitten and they're getting it. And unfortunately, it's one of those miserable, like, I don't know. I think it's the liberals. They created it years ago.
It's around 2002, they say.
I'm glad you said that. First of all, if you get it, they say that you may not be able to eat meat or have dairy.
Yeah,
forever.
Mammalian meat.
Forever.
Yep.
That's number one.
2002 is when it was discovered.
Number two, definitely invented by liberals because they called it alpha gal instead of alpha male.
That's right. Yeah.
You know what? It's
That's
probably
so funny.
true.
Yeah. Maybe. I don't know. I was just kidding. But like, yeah, unfortunately, though, it just really stinks because you can't eat mammalian meat. And who doesn't want to do it? But you can still eat chicken and fish. But I mean, dairy's used in everything, so like, baked goods, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, it's kind of miserable.
So, these ticks, I hear, you're the expert. They don't wait for you to come to them like other ticks do. They seek you out.
I think all ticks seek you out,
Yeah.
in a sense. Like if you're in the woods, and I live up near Castlewood Park, so like we got ticks all over, and my dogs are bringing them in, and they're hopping on. I was just the other night sitting on the couch, and I felt something, and it's so weird. You don't want to be paranoid, but it's like every time I think I feel a creepy thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's, half the time it is a tick trying to crawl on me and bite me.
That's not a tick coming after you. That's a tick hitching a ride on your dog and getting to
Yeah.
you.
But then it's like crawling across the couch and it's coming at me.
Right.
So,
but
yeah.
you from what I hear, these ticks, they band together, they get their gear on, their military gear. Let's go find some humans to bite. And so I can't eat meat anymore.
Exactly.
Bill Gates have anything to do with this?
I don't know. There's people who want to put it on him because, he has all that fake meat and stuff that he wants to make everybody eat. I don't know if there's truth to that or not. I don't really trust the guy anyway.
Oh, forget it.
But, the issue though with like alpha-gal, some people do actually though turn that around. So for you, if you're suffering from it, there are some theories on how to improve it. I can't remember them offhand, but like you go on YouTube, some of the YouTube and the popular things aren't very helpful. So, and they don't actually improve your immune response. I just unfortunately can't remember exactly what they are offhand, but yeah, don't do those things. Give us a call actually, because I have protocols in my office that can be very helpful. And you can call us. I'd be more than happy to like share some of that information.
So what would be a symptom if you did have this and then ate meat or dairy? Just throw up? Or?
Yeah, it's like, just kind of like a really bad allergic reaction. Some people vomiting, just feeling really bad. It's very, very ill.
My daughter was tested for it because they thought she might have it. And
Yeah.
she, thank
The one
God.
that works in the woods?
Abby. No.
Oh, wow.
No, Abby.
I thought that would have been a Maddie
But
thing.
they said no, thank God that she didn't have it. But
Yeah.
her stomach was getting upset every time she ate meat. And I told her that, well, okay, if it's not that, then that's great, but you're probably allergic to some sort of processing possibly or hormones or something like. And I learned all this crap from you. So
You're right.
And so I told her, and she went and got some bison.
Okay.
And it was grass fed, grass finished.
Yep.
Like you always say. And she loves it. It doesn't hurt her. Her stomach's fine.
That's awesome. Yeah, that's what I was getting ready to say. It's probably like the antibiotics or the hormones or something that they put in these. The people don't realize, same thing with tuna, because you worry about like mercury in tuna, but it's because tuna is such a large fish and it eats all these. You don't worry about it as much in small fish because there's not as much meat there to collect, but they collect all the mercury from the smaller fish and make that big fish with it, and it gets more concentrated. So same thing with like a cow, you feed it over and over again, antibiotics and like the pesticide and stuff, and it drives an inflamed sort of sick cow. And then we go eat that meat, and we're still getting antibiotics in our system, even though, we cook that meat and stuff. So it's still residual.
All right. So lab-grown meat. Why does Bill Gates want us to eat lab-grown meat as opposed to a cow?
Honestly, I don't know.
Right.
Like,
so why don't we just stop listening to him? How's that sound?
That sounds good to me. I mean, but he's created himself to be not only like an authority on medicine, an authority on farming, like an authority on like all these things. He just because he buys it all up and then like he leverages his money.
And Vic, I just read an article like literally yesterday or the day before that Nebraska College in Nebraska had a big study. It's like a 5-year study on livestock. And they've documented that livestock actually are net negative when it comes to carbon dioxide.
Yeah. I mean, most animals are that way.
Great point, right?
Yeah.
Because guess what? The climate hoax is over. Cut the crap. Stop making us even think about lab-grown meat when your climate crisis crap never was real to begin with.
Overall, through the life of the cattle before they're processed, net negative carbon dioxide.
Yeah, well, and when you think of like CO2 as being the culprit, if you kill off all the CO2, then that kills all the plants because plants breathe CO2, and they give off oxygen. So, I mean, to me, it's weird, like how people think about stuff, but it's like we're in a big like snow globe, it's a closed system. So it's like, if CO2 is going to go up, there's plants out there that need it. If we want plants to grow, we need to make more CO2. It just kind of works together.
Now I know I'm not
this guy right
stupid.
Here, Vic Porcelli, he's been saying this for the last 5 years. Go ahead. No, you go ahead.
We talked to Gregory Wrightstone from the CO2 Coalition. First time we ever talked to him, I said, Gregory, when I was in school, I thought I learned that trees give off oxygen and they take in CO2. Isn't that right? And he goes, yeah. And don't we give out CO2 and bring in oxygen. It's like the perfect match. Why would we mess with that?
Right.
First of all. And second of all, I forgot what second of all was. So why don't you say something about that, and then I'll think of what second of all was.
No, but it's totally right. I don't get it. Like, I just, a lot of the things that we try to say are the problem, the world keeps spinning. It's like these things we have balancing mechanisms continuously, and I do get like forever chemicals and plastics and stuff like that, and how it does have an influence on things. But when you look at like emissions, the world's been fixing this the whole time. The ozone layer. Remember when like nobody could spray Aquanet in their hair because they were like, we're killing the ozone layer.
See, you and you crazy rock stars killing the earth using Aquanet.
But it turns out it was not quite so true.
Oh, okay.
And also the fluorocarbons and all that other stuff. Yeah, they're out there and they do some impact, but nothing compared to what the Earth's cycle is hundreds of thousands, if not millions of years. Okay, it's been doing it for billions of years. That we're not going to change. I had this conversation with someone 2 weeks ago at our house. They're like, "Well, we're just destroying it." I go, "No, we're not.
Yeah.
We're really nothing. If we took every car in the United States right now, dumped it right into the ocean, and never rode another car again, it would have no impact on the future of this world."
Right. Well, and I find it also interesting how when I was a kid, it was global warming, and it was like the next ice age. So it was like we're either going to get really hot or we're going to get really cold. And then they're like, you know what? It's just climate change. And I mean, living around here, we've been experiencing climate change every year. We just, those are called seasons, and they're supposed to. The climate's supposed to change, but if you look historically, like we're not seeing the temperature changes that they're talking about. It's such a joke and it's such a lie. And then you take a person like Trump who just calls it out. He's like, it's BS. And then they call him stupid and crazy, but he's just like, no, if you just look at the data, it's there.
He's been saying that since we started the show, that it's just cyclical. And,
it is.
So we never got an apology from Al Gore, right? And I said that why do we take medical advice from a computer nerd? That's Bill Gates. Greta Thunberg, who
she's a genius.
We thought we would take environmental advice from her, and she didn't know what she was talking about.
Well, I don't know why. I mean, she's like a captain of a flotilla. Why wouldn't we listen to her?
Well, here's the funny thing. She gave up on the climate thing. She doesn't talk about that anymore. Now she's all pro-Hamas and
how dare you
hate the Jews, right?
Right.
Yeah, it doesn't make sense. God. So listen, this is what I was going to say. This was my second point that I forgot before. Remember when it was like when people get plants, they say, "Oh, talk to your plants. You should talk to your plants so they grow." Now I get it because they have extra CO2.
Exactly.
Right?
Yeah.
I never thought of it then.
Yeah. I mean, there's even like cultures. So like the Chinese, they would, yin and yang energies and stuff like that. And they would have people doing like exercise and stuff near a tree or something because they would say it would help your energetics. But it kind of, again, makes sense. Like if we have one level or type of energy and it helps the environment, like, we just feed off each other.
So why did we let them do it? Why did we let that climate crap continue? Because I'm not the smartest guy in the world. I guess you realize that talking to me for a few weeks now, right? But, why did we let them say that? There's got to be scientists who are like, wait a minute, CO2 is good for the trees, oxygen is good for us. Why do we let them do this?
Personally, I think my opinion is people have no God in them. So like they have a doomsday, like everything's supposed to break and this system doesn't work. It wasn't intelligently designed or anything like that. So, and we being humans just, we make, of course, all these gases and the system just doesn't have any fail safes. Like, we used to talk about killing the rainforest all the time when I was a kid, and I don't really hear much about the rainforest getting killed.
Not only that, to get the lithium and all that stuff you need for electric cars, they're chopping away rainforest.
Right.
They had that summit. Remember that summit?
In the Amazon.
Rainforest.
They gave up 100,000 acres of trees just to build a road so that people could get to the summit.
That's ridiculous.
I am stunned that nobody with a little more power than we have here hasn't said something.
Well, maybe they were like, well, if we get all these lithium batteries, then we can stop all the cars, and that's just going to make the rainforest worth it.
The sacrifice.
Exactly.
100,000 acres worth of trees in the Amazon.
It's a lot.
Not only the trees, but the livestock.
Yep.
The fauna that was there is gone now.
And we have no idea because they're still discovering new species of animals like every year.
Yeah.
And so God knows what all we just completely wiped out. But yeah, it's so hypocritical, I think, in some of the ways that people keep presenting things and why they keep believing it. I don't know. I mean, I just don't know, because it seems like common sense to me, just like kind of looking at stuff. But I do understand, like, they want to dumb down our culture. They want us to focus on the things that don't matter, like what we look like and, physicalness, as opposed to the things that are like common things, the commonalities between us, and then just actually like educate us.
Absolutely right. And I just don't understand why we let it happen as a conservative society, because Al Gore was in it for the money.
Well, he did he created the internet, man. I mean, that guy's a genius.
That's true.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say what you spoke of Al Gore, and recently he's saying now it's global freezing. No, I'm not kidding.
Oh my gosh.
The whole climate change didn't even work, and they've already talked about freezing before.
Do people still take him seriously? So are there circles where he's just like has influence still?
Yeah, among the idiot liberals.
That doesn't make any sense.
Now you mentioned that he said he invented the internet, right?
Yeah.
Well, here's why he thinks he's so smart for saying that. But guess what he didn't do? He didn't add in the bad guy factor when he invented the internet, and now people are getting scammed on the internet. When AOL first came out, you had to pay for it. You had to pay for it by how much time you were online. And people would send you a private message, whatever they called it back then, and it would have the AOL logo. See, it looks real. And, there's something terrible with your account. Send me your password so I can fix it.
Right.
And then people send their password.
All righty then.
So big smart Al Gore never added in the bad guy factor.
Right.
Well, he never really invented it.
We never did. You have time to stick around for another break?
Yeah.
Love that. You don't have any patience to say or anything?
Oh, I do. Yeah, as soon as I leave here, I'm going. No.
He's always going.
Yeah, no, I always give myself a buffer because I love this. This is like therapy for me.
Family's got a lot of buffers, Senator.
A buffer.
It's Godfather stuff right there. Hey, our birthday's coming up Friday, June 26th. That's not our actual birthday. Our actual birthday is July 19th, but June 26th seemed like a good Friday night to do this. So our 5-year anniversary will be at Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville in St. Charles County. Starts at 7. Retro nerds, all of us, food trucks, be there Friday, June 26th at Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville. God, what's my problem?
You got it.
More with Dr. Maloney coming up next.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken.
Just a less masculine version of Hillary Clinton.
The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL.
Thanks for taking my call.
News, analysis, opinion.
Radio news junkie. Love every bit about it.
News Talk STL.
I'm Dr. TJ, owner of the Institute of Natural Health, co-owner of Optimal Nutraceuticals, and the host of Wellness One. Wellness One is designed to cut through the nonsense and provide you common-sense science-based information regarding health and wellness. On the show, we discuss topics like thyroid health, gut health, hormone optimization, and many others. Our show airs Saturdays at 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. and Sundays at 11 a.m. and 3 p.m. right here on Newstalk STL. And you can visit us at inhstl.com. That's inhstl.com.
As you know, Vincent's is not just my favorite jeweler. Vincent's is my only jeweler. And I was in recently looking at lab-grown diamonds. These are not glass. They are actual diamonds, but they cost a fraction of a natural diamond. You can check them out at Vincent's.com, or better yet, see these lab-grown diamonds in person. You're going to be amazed at the beauty and the price. Vincent's Jewelers, VincentsJewelers.com.
The Herzog Foundation is the vision of its founder, Stanley Herzog, and it exists to promote quality Christ-centered K-12 education nationwide.
Hi, this is Chris Stegall with the Herzog Foundation. We offer a wide variety of resources relevant to today's families, including a free online publication called The Lion. The lion is one of God's most majestic creatures, symbolizing strength and courage. Named for its attributes, the Lion publication carries articles covering a wide range of topics facing American families and culture, especially related to the education of children. The Lion can be found online at readlion.com. That's READ lion.com.
Sign up for The Lion at readlion.com and find dozens of must-read articles published every day. Visit readlion.com and subscribe for the weekly and daily digests so you never miss an article. Readlion.com. That's readlion.com.
Looking for a hardware store that treats you like family? Welcome to True Value Schneider's Hardware, your local gem in Old Town St. Peters. For over 100 years, we're proudly serving St. Charles County, providing everything from lawn and garden supplies to plumbing and electrical. Need a bolt or fastener? We've got you covered. And don't forget, we're a steel dealership. Whether you need sales, parts, or service, ask for Charlie or Jerry when you come in. We're here to help. Call 636-278-4461 or visit us online at truevalue.com/Schneiders.
We talk about race relations.
This conversation has completely made me crazy.
This is complete insanity.
And I'm sick and tired of it.
101.9 and 94.1.
I find it to be a conversation starter.
News Talk STL. Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019. You're listening to the Vic Porcelli Show.
Live and be well.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
What we have said is, again, that if the Iranians are behaving like a normal country, and if they make their country investable, then the Gulf Arab states are going to may decide to invest in that country, invest in their infrastructure, invest in their incredible resources. But I think it's important, not a single dime of that money comes from the United States. And in order for Iran to get that benefit, they have to show the Gulf Arab states that they're behaving like a normal country. Again, the whole concept of this deal is that if Iran acts like a normal country, their economic relationship, both with the region but the world, is going to be totally transformed. The President of the United States doesn't want just a deal on the nuclear as much as that's a win for the American people. Yeah. He wants to see a transformed Middle East, which is what this deal will do so long as the Iranians comply. And if they don't, they won't get any of the benefits.
Isn't that what we said earlier today? If they don't comply, there's going to be substantial consequences.
And that's been my biggest concern. I don't want to see the Islamic Republic leadership get any money. And it's going to be based on whether they follow the line or not.
Yeah. So you could take some mental notes there. We're going to ask you about that in a second.
Sure. Yeah.
We had to honor a veteran first. Is that okay?
100%.
I knew you'd say that. It's time for Vic for Vets. The official Vic for Vets honor roll, highlighting our honored veterans during the Appreciation Month of June for veterans. So yesterday, we were at the Mid-America Veterans Museum. Suggest you go up there and check it out. Uniforms from going back to the cavalry, U.S. Cavalry.
Yeah, always Civil War, yeah.
Right up to today, Jared Schmitz's actual uniform is there. It's an overwhelmingly patriotic place. So Dan came by to give us something about his dad.
Right.
For Vic for Vets.
And he leaned over and he said, "Now look, this is my dad."
What's that mean? Don't screw it up?
Yeah, kind of.
Okay. I'll try not to. Dan dropped this honor during our live broadcast. This is Dan's father, Freddie Borders. PFC Freddie Borders of the 458th Transportation Company in World War II. Freddie landed on D-Day on Omaha Beach and was with the lead army throughout the war. Being a duck driver, they had to be in the lead to cross the streams and rivers. He was in the Battle of the Bulge and advanced into Germany with General Patton. If that wasn't enough, as the war came to an end, he was on a troop ship headed for the invasion of Japan, which of course never happened. Hiroshima and Nagasaki took care of that. The only thing Freddie ever said about D-Day, I got to that wall and I don't know how. Unbelievable. Vic for Vets couldn't do it without the great support of Alamo Military Collectibles, Gemini Wealth Group, Heroes Care Incorporated, Michael's Funeral Home, and Freddie's Market.
And I want to thank Dan for showing up at the event yesterday. It was such a blast, but it's great to see listeners come out and I guess, being a part of it by doing this.
We invite you to be part of everything we do.
Yeah.
Especially Vic for Vets.
Speaking of which, if you want to submit your honored veteran for the Vic for Vets honor roll, Ken at NewstalkSTL.com. You can name, rank, branch of service, and if you have a story or something like that, any story inside or out of the military or not, just send it to Ken at NewstalkSTL.com.
That's
What
cool.
we do for veterans.
Yeah, that's awesome. I love that.
We didn't do any. I feel like I didn't do anything for my country, so that's the least I can do is do things for guys who did do things for our country.
Yeah.
All right, Dr. Brian Deloney here with us, Simply Health Noon on Saturdays with the great Ken Williams. And you heard J.D. Vance there talking about Iran.
Well, and it's, to me, people are like, oh, well, the fact that even Obama's just like, I did the same thing. I created a deal and Trump did the exact same deal. It blows my mind that people think that he would go into something and not, at this point, know what he's doing. Like, hasn't he proven that he's smarter than that? Like, he's not going to just get himself into the same situation and into a bad deal. Yes, there's concessions. Yes, there's things that are there, but he's going to make sure that they fulfill what we want, which is safety and security for America and, getting rid of those their nuclear capabilities.
You can't compare the two. They are so far apart.
Yeah.
Barack Obama said, okay, guys, just how can we appease you? Okay, you want pallets of money? Okay, here. There were no concessions for that. They gave them money to use for Hezbollah, Houthis, Hamas. It was all driven by that. All the money that Barack Obama released to them over the period of time, and the Biden administration too, billions of dollars went to these organizations that created October 7th, 2023, and everything else in between.
Yeah, and they did nothing. They did zero of the things. And, I mean, I would love to see Iran, turn over that leaf and become part of the global economy and start to participate in things. But, I want to see them neutered. I want to see whatever that craziness was there and give the people an opportunity to see that being a part of the world is not a bad thing.
Right.
And, then with this approach, I think, Trump strategically, I mean, he's doing the right things. And the way the media wants to basically say he doesn't know how to put a deal together. I mean, this guy's phenomenal at that.
So Barack Obama's cheerleading squad, the mainstream media,
right?
Are they can't be as stupid as what I'm going to say here. So they must be devious. That's the dichotomy. They're either naive and stupid or they're evil. So the JCPOA, Obama's disaster, actually says the same thing that President Trump says, Iran cannot have a nuclear weapon.
Right.
So now when somebody in Trump's administration says, well, his deal's better than Obama's because, he wants to not have Iran have a nuclear weapon, and say like Margaret Brennan would say, well, the JCPOA says that too. That's their little line.
But that's not true because it's all based on performance. Okay, any money that they receive in the future is coming from the Middle East, the neighboring countries in the Middle East. This money was just handed to them.
I think
by Obama.
Your brain works overtime. You have like a computer brain, because I'm not there yet. I'm not as fast as you are
Vic.
when it comes to being smart. Ken, you're smarter than me.
Not at all.
But what the media does is stick up for Obama because his said that too, that they weren't supposed to have a nuclear weapon. That's it as far as similarities go.
I know. I know, exactly. And then to say Trump went through all this stuff. So he put a blockade up. He let the gas prices go. He did all these things because he was like, you know what? We just want you to do what Obama said.
Right.
Come on.
And the news media sticks up for them.
And that's the big thing, is the news media is there. The propaganda wing of the Islamic Republic is right here in this country.
Right.
They are. I mean, let's call it what it is. They are. Whenever you watch the Today Show like we do, or Good Morning America, the first thing that they're going to say is, well, Iran says this, and Iran wants to do this, and Iran is thinking this. They don't go to our president.
I know.
Right.
And who says these countries are going to give you money if you toe the line and become a part of the world. You can be the economic engine in the Middle East if you want to. But if you don't, There are going to be consequences. He's already proven. President Trump has already proven by far farther than what Obama said. Obama said no nuclear, and Joe Biden said don't.
Yeah.
Kamala Harris said
just don't.
Kamala Harris said don't. Okay.
Yeah.
Trump went there and he bombed them. He got rid of their stuff, and then he did it again to prove that no, you're not going to get it.
Yeah, and well, in Biden and also and Obama and everything was just like, don't do it, and here's like more money, and we trust that you won't do it. If we give you,
we won't do it.
Yeah, we won't do it. Sure. Yeah, it's amazing, and just like you said, like historically, if any other president was there and Iran would have said whatever they said, we would have said, Iran's notoriously a liar, and we're not going to listen to them. But now we're listening to Iran in the media as opposed to the president that actually cares about America and actually cares about us and our troops and our safety. And so we'd rather listen to that propaganda, or they would rather listen to that propaganda than what the president's actually saying. I thought it was interesting when he said, like, I'm actually going to read the deal so that so I can make sure that it's out there in the media, the words of the deal. I'm probably just going to have to read it so that the mainstream media can't twist it.
And you know what, Vic? That's being on the offensive. President Trump is going to be on the offensive.
How about that?
Right.
All right, the conversation is now caught up with you, so let's talk about the money.
Yeah, I mean, it's simple. Barack Obama in the dead of night, so we weren't even supposed to find out about all these pallets of cash, first of all. That was green. That was money that they could take literally physically and hand to Hamas and the Houthis, whomever they want. Okay,
right.
That was money that they were using right away. That's why all this stuff happened. They were funded. They were fully funded. President Trump said it's not going to work that way. If you don't do what we're saying in this agreement, okay, you're not getting the money. Not only that, but there are going to be more consequences.
Yeah.
And they know that if he says there are going to be consequences, this president will make sure that there are consequences.
Well, I hope that he expedites, which I think he will, because he knows like he's going to be in a couple years. So we got to do this quick and get really far into this and get it working, because whoever the next president is, unless it's Marco or JD, we can feel pretty confident like it's going to happen. But if it's not, and they steal something again, then they're going to try to undermine whatever's there. So Trump's got to really go hard, like in my opinion, right away.
All right, I apologize. We didn't talk about you or your Simply Health and being a doctor and stuff. I apologize, and now we're out of time. Give me 30 seconds on you and what you do. So our goal always is to just give people the truth about health and healing. And so we got a couple things. We have an event actually at the DePere Lodge on Wednesday the 24th that people can come to and learn about God's principles for healing. And it's a live event. There's about 40. We only have about 40 seats. So call the office at 636-590-4686 and just let them know you want to go to the event. And we have an answering service and stuff. Just let them know and we'll get your info and we'll get you signed up.
Say the number again.
636-590-4686. And you can also go to our website, simplyhealthintegrated.com. And we also always, for all of our listeners, we give you the opportunity, if you've got some health issues and if you're dealing with like alpha-gal or something like that, and you want to take some natural approaches to try and improve these things, call us. We'll do some lab work. We'll do some imaging if necessary, if you got joint issues or whatever. It doesn't cost you anything out of pocket as long as you mention the radio show. And again, that's simplyhealthintegrated.com or 636-590-4686.
Love you. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks for having me, guys.
Appreciate you.
Do you feel like therapeutically
yes,
feel better?
It's a good release. There's so much more though, man.
I know. Trust me.
I know.
We used to do only 2 hours when we started, and we tried to cram everything into 2 hours.
Yeah.
Now they gave us an extra hour. We're having a hard time cramming everything into 3 hours. But it's great to see you.
Yeah.
Alpha gal. Why didn't they just call it beta male? Right?
right.
You're the worst.
Oh,
Chat
man.
box is next.
Thanks, Doctor.
Like and subscribe to us on Rumble. News Talk STL. Vic and Ken. Vic has great hair. Ken has great, baseball caps? The Vic Porcelli Show on 101.9 and 94.1 News Talk STL. Columbia. Ramo and Company.
As more details about Trump's peace deal come out, so do the opinions and reactions from various media outlets and politicians. We'll get you the latest Tuesday, plus Susie Moore and AI expert Mike McCleary.
Live and local weekdays at 2 on Newstalk STL.
Hi, Sandy. What's that?
I'm reading up on this Amendment 4 on the August ballot.
What's 4?
Amendment 4 absurdly creates a new un-American minority veto power, but only for ballot issues that we citizens put on the ballot.
Don't they say it'll protect conservative ideas?
Truth gets in the way of their story. Amendment 4 would mean as few as 5% of the most liberal statewide voters in one congressional district could veto any good conservative idea or reform, even when a big majority supports it.
That does sound un-American. How did that get on the ballot?
The politicians put it there, and it would empower a small minority of liberals. They could stop funding for police, stop tax cuts, or any other common sense conservative policy we support.
Only 5%? One district? That would make it nearly impossible to pass needed reforms or rein in politicians.
Yep, Amendment 4 is a misguided power grab by politicians. I'm voting no on Amendment 4.
Right. I'm not giving up my constitutional rights. It's a hard no on 4.
Paid for by Missourians for Fair Governance.
Are you tired of hard chlorinated water drying your skin out, tasting bad, and ruining your fixtures? Jones Air and Water Treatment has a solution to this pollution. Our Hydratech H2O leaves you with great tasting, soft water at all fixtures in your home with one unit. Call Jones Air and Water at 636-899-1040 or visit us on the web at joneswater.com. You can be a filter or buy a filter. Jones Air and Water, 636-899-1040 or joneswater.com on the web. Call us now.
Remember when food tasted like home? When breakfast was made from scratch and dessert was worth saving room for? At Shorty's Diner, we're serving up down-home breakfasts, lunches, and desserts just like Mom used to make. Fresh, from scratch, every single day. Step back in time with us, where the booths are cozy, Elvis is always in the building, and every plate feels like a hug.
Hey, it's Jamie Allman. Join me for the 3 Martini Lunch, noon to 2, live from Shorty's Diner this Friday. Stop by for a delicious breakfast or lunch at Shorty's Diner on Lackland in Westport.
If you love your pet, which I know you do, then they deserve the excellent treatment and care they'll receive at Pacific Animal Hospital in Pacific, Missouri, a full-service veterinarian facility. Originally built and grown by my dad, Dr. Bill Jones, a new generation of wonderful veterinarians and staff at Pacific continue to provide outstanding medical, surgical, dental, boarding, and grooming services for your favorite furry friends. Our family entrusts the care of our pets only to the experienced docs and staff at Pacific Animal Hospital. You should too. Call them today, 636-257-2100, 24/7 at PacificVets.com, PacificVets.com.
Whoosh.
Talk lines are open now at 314-912-1019.
She's always worried about things like that.
The Vic Porcelli Show.
I had a guardian angel by my side. I called her Mamaw. Now, she once told me, when she found out that I was spending too much time with a local kid who was known for dealing drugs, that if I ever hung out with that kid again, she would run him over with her car. And she said, JD, no one will ever find out about it.
Made in St. Louis for St. Louis. It's News Talk STL.
My yellow pad's full today,
Look
Kenny.
at that, man.
Just pull back the curtain a little bit for you to see. I go through like one yellow pad every 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Because when we have people in and we talk to people, or even if Ken and I are just talking, I write down things that jump into my head because, I'm stupid and I forget. It happened right before your very ears with Dr. Deloney.
Actually, you're smart for doing it because a lot of people don't, Vic. We'll have a conversation, they won't do that.
Don't do what?
They won't write things down, and so then they don't remember what they were going to be talking about.
And I think it tells the guest, hey, he's really listening to me,
Exactly
to what
right.
I'm saying, you know, and that's why I do it. And, it's like Teddy Roosevelt, 1776, the musical, Clyde Barrow and Bonnie Parker.
Yep.
When Graham Plattner said, my wife knows about it. Yeah, I'm sure Bonnie knew what Clyde was doing, and she jumped right in.
Exactly right.
Yeah. Alpha Gal. What a crazy name, right? They just should have named it Beta Male.
Right. Right.
2002, you said this has been going on.
Oh, yeah. 2000, that's when it was discovered.
The libs were just starting to get ready to destroy America about then, weren't they?
They could have called it Beta Male.
So listen, we have this new tick.
It's called...
And it could kill you, or you could never have meat or dairy again because meat and dairy, bad, bad, bad.
Or you'll cry all the time as a guy.
Right. So we don't want you to cry. So you need to get a good alpha gal. Don't you be an alpha male. Get an alpha gal. Hey, let's name the tick Alpha Gal. God almighty. They're stupider than I thought. They really are. They're stupider than I thought. And I thought they were pretty stupid. All right, so we got a little problem here today.
Okay.
Facebook kicked us off for some reason.
Yeah.
Did we say something bad or wrong, or what happened there?
No, we played the national anthem.
Oh my God, that is just bad. So we have no.
So we really aren't on there?
I didn't see it come up, Ken. Maybe I missed it.
Go to the Facebook page, News Talk's Facebook page, and
it's there.
I don't know. I can't do it on this computer.
Oh yeah, there it is. I'll be damned. Let's see if there's any comments. I'll be damned. One of them's Rat.
Hey, Rat.
Yo, Vic and Ken Williams. Whoosh. Whoosh right back at you. David Sylvester says, I freaking love this show. It's driving St. Louis with your best friends on the radio, making you laugh, and give you great info. You guys are the best.
Hey, and David Sylvester, I was driving behind a Gutter Pros truck the other day. I took a picture of it. I was going to give it to Dave.
Yeah, do that. All right, so it's going to be like Pick on Facebook Day today, so I can only imagine, right? It's like kicking a man when he's down. Do you remember a comedian, big, tall, black guy named George, same name as the governor, George
Wallace?
George Wallace.
Yes, I do, actually.
He had this thing that says, did you ever hear the phrase, don't kick a man when he's down? Well, when is there a better time to kick a man than when he's down? I wasn't a very good George Wallace, I'm sorry. Morning, Vic, Ken, and Freedom Fighting Vic Head Patriots. That's Allison. She is in first.
Hey, Allison.
Oh, deuce.
Hey, how you doing?
Oh, fantastic show. Thanks. Good morning, Patriots. Hey, it's good to see you.
Hey, it's good to see you.
Morning, all. That's from Gene.
Hey,
I
Gene.
pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America. No fair election.
No peace.
No fair tariff.
No peace.
No fair chat box.
No peace.
President, deal or no deal, Donald John Grover Cleveland Trump. Good morning, all you beautiful, mega, MAGA, ultra-patriotic, deplorable, garbagian, degenerate, freedom-fighting, God-fearing, thick-head weirdos.
Whoosh.
Damn it. Morning, Patriots. Thank you, M. Goltz. Before I forget, the Facebook Facebook chat box is the Star Wars holiday special circa 1978 of chat boxes. Oh, my God. ROFLMBO. Rolling on the floor.
Laughing.
My butt off? Is that what that
maybe.
is? Yeah.
The balls.
Vic, Ken, doesn't it bother you that Facebook algorithms, AI monitors your program content and then automatically takes you off? Oh, he's asking both of us that. So what's your thought?
Yeah, well, it bothers me. It bothered me back at the very beginning. My account's throttled anyway, and I think my account's throttled on X and on Instagram. I think it's throttled all the way around. I don't know how we're ever going to get over that.
You know how the left says that we're a threat to their First Amendment right to free speech? Like, that's their big thing now?
Yeah.
That's Ed Stoit. That's all total
Everything.
Ed Stoit.
Big time.
Because we didn't even say the word ivermectin when YouTube kicked us off.
No.
Doug, whatever his name was.
Doug Blair.
Doug Blair did it. And we get punished. One bad apple spoils the whole bunch.
They don't know what the they're doing.
That too. Hey, hit that like button. Would it kill you? Would it kill you to hit the like button? Good
Please.
morning. What?
Please.
Coyote says, good morning, fellow patriots. Welcome home. I'll say it again. Outside the Mid-America Veterans Museum, there's a sign that says, welcome home.
Yeah.
Love it. Do you have that picture of... I think you took a picture of a very handsome guy next to that sign,
didn't you? Send them to Joey so he can put them
You
up.
didn't answer my question. Wasn't there a picture of a very handsome guy next to that sign?
Oh, I believe there was. Now that I think about it,
God,
Vic Porcelli.
What do you got to do to get
standing
a
in front of Welcome Home? I think I requested that you stand in front of the Welcome Home while I take the picture.
Listen to this crap.
What?
By the Scotty Brothers.
Uh-oh.
Do they team up?
No, it's Scotty Brothers.
His name is Scotty Brothers?
Well,
it's not two Scotty Brothers?
No, I thought it was.
Two brothers named
I
Scotty?
actually wish it was.
Me too.
Because there'd be more Scotty Brothers, but...
So, how about just Wise Ass? Can we just call them Wise Ass?
Oh, yeah.
The Wise Ass
For
Brothers?
sure.
Let's start a betting game.
Okay.
At what time in the show we'll hear the Jetsons?
Hey, Scotty, that's my pet peeve, and he does it every day.
For tomorrow, my prediction is 9:16 a.m. I got $20 on that time. Who else
He's a
wants
hot
it?
ass mess, honey.
Okay. Can I talk about the...
Good call, Scotty.
Listen. Don't be egging them on. Okay?
I am, because it's true.
Don't. So, my phone...
What, Vic?
My text message is the train. Woo-hoo.
Okay.
That's my text message. My regular notification message is the Jetsons doorbell. So it's not just the Jetsons, first of all. You want to be accurate? You two Scotty Brothers? It's the Jetsons doorbell, not the actual theme. I'd like to say that. Second of all,
you? An idiot sandwich.
Idiot sandwich what?
An idiot sandwich.
Chef! So I'm supposed to turn my ringer off before the show starts so they'll hear it. And I never remember. And then in the middle of the show, there it is, Jetsons.
Wait a minute. Well, you never remember? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
So it's not my fault?
No, it's your fault.
Oh,
whatever you're talking about, it's your fault.
Sure.
So that that's Jet. Let me turn off the ringer. So I turn off the ringer, and then I go home, and I forget to take the ringer back on, put it back on, and then I miss all kinds of calls and texts and tweets and stuff because it doesn't tell me anything.
Got to get on top of that ringer. Make sure it's on and off when you need it.
Ed Stoit says, Vic's Jetsons ring is okay by me. Not distracting at all. Vic, don't let the Scotty Brothers bully you. Yeah, both of them. Both of them are
the Scotty Brothers.
picking on me. F all of them idiotic lib turd.
I agree with that.
Turds. Real American performers should all tell them to take a hike.
Yeah.
Expert defined. X is a has-been. Spurt is a drip under pressure. Vic has a long way to go before he's even close to JC and leaving stations. Oops, did I say that out loud?
You did.
I did. No, I didn't say did I say that out loud. Ed is saying that.
Oh.
I'm quoting Ed from the beginning to the end. Vic has a long way to go before he's even close to JC and leaving stations. Oops, did I really say that out loud? That's what he said.
Dadgummit.
Dadgummit. And the white liberal women will oblige the Muslims and wear that headdress. I guess can also get beaten in the street if the husband feels like it.
Well, that's the whole thing is they're going to wear it, for that virtue signal that they achieve at the moment. But then when they go to take it off, they're going to say, "Oh no, wait, you got us in here. We're leaders now. We're the leaders. Now you shut up, quit your job, go home, and let the man take over." And they'll say, "Wait, what?"
And then you can't
Too late.
you can't grab your keys and then go out and go drink with the girls.
No,
because you won't be able to drive.
Nope.
Or drink.
Nope.
Vic, it's always going to be the outrageous thing that people say that other people remember. CNN always sensationalizes segments to try and get ratings. No one is watching, except when Harry Anton is doing the polls.
Yeah.
Ed Stoit, you bet. Ed Stoit says Ed Stoit. Awful equals a white, female, uneducated liberal. Yeah. Allison, good morning. We love you. That works. My son's college roommate got alpha-gal, and it almost killed him twice before they figured out that he had it. His symptoms were that he would have heart palpitations and pass out. He had to be hospitalized for it twice.
Wow.
I know somebody who got it, and now they can't eat meat or dairy for the rest of their life or throw up all day or whatever,
Yeah.
Ken, I'm sorry. Why did we let this happen? Okay? If we're going to get into a civil war here with Islam or whoever else we're going to get into a civil war with, are they going to let us win or are they going to make us lose? Because we're just reacting, not being on the offensive.
Right.
Donald Trump, like you said earlier, is on the offensive.
We need unity.
We've united the Asia.
America got it. What is United States of America got it.
We're the United States of America got it.
What's it? What? United States of America got it.
I don't know what he was trying to do there. That was recent.
Yeah. Post-election, I think.
Yes. Oh, by far, yeah.
All right. I'm sorry to hear about your college roommate.
Absolutely.
My son's college roommate. So sorry to hear about that. T.M. Harper. Freddie Borders, thank you for your service. You bet. Can I not post? Yeah, you can post. What's going on with Rumble? You better ask what's going on with Facebook. We see your posts. Don't worry.
Why would you do that?
I don't know. Have a blessed day, y'all. Tell a libtard to shut up today. That should be our motto. Tell a libtard to shut up.
Shut up.
Screw your freedom.
Screw your freedom. It's not a tumor. All right, that's it, Ken. Wait, you know what? Let me check the phone real quick. Here's going to be another controversy because I'm going to open the app, and then that's going to play the station, and then I'll get yelled at for that. You want to bet? You want to get yelled at for this? Here we go. Ready? Oh, no.
Huh.
Okay.
You did it right? Oh, there it goes. Yeah. That's it.
Okay. Let me just turn that down. See if there's any comments. What museums did they remove historical statues in previous years? Or public venues?
Oh, they removed statues here.
In St. Louis?
Oh, yeah, all over the country.
Oh, in front of the art museum, I believe.
Yes. It was one of Grant, I believe. Oh, no. It was a Confederate. It was a Confederate general, I believe. Anyway, yes, this was all the left. This was all Democrat crap. Not one time did any conservative say, remove those.
Yeah.
You knave.
I know. You knave. Oh, wait, hold on. Sorry. I don't know what I was going to say. God, my brain is just done. Absolutely done.
It was fun today, though. I really appreciate everybody being along, letting us be along with you, at least.
And Neuman. Hello, Neuman. Johanna Neuman. Great book. Transporting the Founding Fathers into 2026, and see what they would say. A conversation between Benjamin Franklin and Elon Musk. That sounds fascinating.
That would be a conversation you'd have to... Yeah, I mean, it would be the perfect conversation.
And what's the website, Ken? It's easy, right?
Yeah. Where did I put it?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Go see. Go watch it. They have these little trailers.
Oh. TrumpSuperPower.com.
Yeah. TrumpSuperpower.com. You're right.
Yeah. TrumpSuperpower.com.
So go watch that. You hear George Washington talk with a British accent. But not from Liverpool, you know. So thanks for having the record player on at night to listen to us this morning.
Make sure you have the record player on at night.
Thanks, Joe. Jamie Owen's next.
Jamie's up.
Is your retirement income at risk if you or your spouse needs nursing home or in-home care? Hi, I'm Eric Robert, Director of Investments with the ClearPath Wealth Management Group at Stifel and host of On the Money, Saturday mornings at 9 on NewstalkSTL 1019. The cost of long-term care is one of the biggest risks in retirement planning. For many retirees, a single nursing home stay can cause a significant reduction in assets that can permanently reduce your retirement income. Fortunately, there are affordable and flexible options available today that can help you manage the cost of long-term care. Our team can help you address the risks relevant to your retirement, including long-term care. To schedule your free retirement plan consultation, go to clearpathinvesting.com. That's clearpathinvesting.com, or call us at 636-695-2650. That's clearpathinvesting.com or 636-695-2650. Stifel Nicholas and Company Incorporated, member SIPC and
Join us Friday night, June 26th at Frankie Martin's Garden in Cottleville for a totally rad celebration with the Retro Nerds, St. Louis's favorite 80s tribute band. Live on the outside stage from 7 to 10. It's an all-ages show, so bring the whole family and stop by and see us at the NewstalkSTL Pavilion right near the stage. Frankie Martin's Garden, the place for and about community in Cottleville. Details at frankiemartinsgarden.com.
Do you have 3 ex-wives and your current trophy wife wants a life insurance policy 3 times the size of the policies you had to purchase for your previous mistakes? If so, you need to call Big Lou, a term provider, 800-345-2789. Big Lou is intimately familiar with your problems, and if you're 50 or 60 years old and in reasonably good health, a $1 million policy should only cost about $100 to $200 per month. Big Lou may have a solution for your previous policies as well. You may even save enough money to lighten the load on your new $1 million policy. Remember, call Big Lou. He's like you, except he's only on number 2. Call Term Provider at 800-345-2789. That's 800-345-2789 for $1 million in term life insurance that you can live with. Call Big Lou at 800-345-2789.
KLGY HD3 Clayton, K270BW Bellefonte, KNBS Bowling Green. This is News Talk STL at 1019, 94.1, and always streaming at NewstalkSTL.com.
Breaking news at Town Hall. I'm Bob Agnew in Washington. The U.S. national average price for gasoline dropped below $4 a gallon late Sunday for the first time since mid-April, fueled by that steep decline in crude oil prices following news of a tentative diplomatic breakthrough between the U.S. and Iran. At this hour in international trading, oil is down about $4 a barrel. The price for Brent crude off by about $4.55 a barrel at $78.62. Meantime, at the G7 Economic Summit in France, diplomats urging President Trump to pivot his focus away from the war with Iran and back toward Europe.
Tuesday's agenda includes ending the war in Ukraine and addressing the Middle East crisis. Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky will attend the G7 meeting at the invitation of the host nation, France. The Ukraine talks come on the heels of President Trump's announcement of an agreement to end the Iran conflict. In recent weeks, the conflict in Iran has overshadowed the war in Ukraine.
That is correspondent Andrew Stewart reporting. The FBI and Secret Service have stopped a plot to attack the UFC fight at the White House. It happened on Sunday, marking the 250th celebration and President Trump's 80th birthday. The FBI says that the agency foiled a potential deadly plot involving drones loaded with explosives, those involved allegedly wanting to kill people attending the event. There's been a military plane crash in California. Here's correspondent Jennifer King.
8 crew members are dead after a B-52 bomber crashed shortly after takeoff Monday morning at Edwards Air Force Base. Military officials at the base in Southern California's Mojave Desert say it happened during a routine test mission, and indications are that the crash was not survivable. Emergency responders were at the scene. Aerial footage showed black smoke and virtually nothing left of an aircraft amid a swath of charred desert near a runway. The Boeing B-52 Stratofortress is a long-range bomber. No word yet on what might have happened. I'm Jennifer King.
More from townhall.com.
Health insurance rates are surging in America, leaving millions without affordable options. If you're sick,